given the circumstances. All right, folks, we do apologize. Obviously, we didn't get to go live like we wanted to. We're recording this right now and posting it later. I'm your host, Andy Earls, your play-by-play commentator. To my right, to the left of your screen, I believe, I think. Depends on how this thing's turned. Will be your color commentary, my buddy, classmate, Jared Grady. The Corning Bobcats took over at their own 41-yard line and drove down the field with authority. About a 6-play, 7-play drive. And, my goodness, a bomb on the first play from Clay Smith to Bo Young on a fly route. Burned to the defenders. Good pass by Clay Smith. They score. And it is 8-0 right now. They just converted the successful PAT, the two-point conversion. We've got 9:02 in the first quarter. And, man, Jared, we talked about it. We needed a fast start, get a little confidence boost. And I think we just got it, 8-0.
Absolutely. Clay Smith gave Bo Young a lot of work. He had the fly route catch, and he also had a catch in the flat to kind of get some yards back after a penalty whenever we were in the red zone. And then they just handed the ball off to Riley Grubb, and he did the rest of the work there.
Yes, he did. And Riley Grubb has been a workhorse, now a cowbell back there. Big old thighs. He's hard to take down. You're not going to arm tackle that kid. Great job also. I want to mention the offensive line on that drive. Clay Smith never got pressured. There was never a blue jersey in the backfield at all that we seen or that we noticed the entire time. So, great job there by the offensive line as well of the Corning Bobcats. As the Bobcats set to kick it back off to the Rector Cougars here. And, of course, in high school football, you kick it off from the 40-yard line there. It's going to be Rocky Flores for the Bobcats as he kicks it off. It's going to be a little squibbler up the middle. They got an opportunity at this, but not quite. Rector does pounce on it. Looks like Rector will be taking over. Good field position at their own 45-yard line. This will be our first look at the Corning Bobcat defense.
Well, the Corning Bobcat offense is off to a good campaign in their 2019 season. First possession, and they got a score. Let's hope the defense is up to speed with the offense, and I want to see some tackles for losses and some big plays on that defensive side of the ball.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, sometimes that offense and defense kind of feed off each other, that energy you get from the other side. So we'll see if that helps out here. Now, the bad thing is, obviously, Rector's in good field position here. Two wide to the far side, one to the near side here. Then a shotgun formation, running back to his side there, near side. There's a snap. He's looking to pass his right side. He's got a man open on the out route. He caught it, and he's not brought down. Breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. Finally, a swarm of Bobcats take him down, but not until an 8 or 9 yard gain for Rector. Just like the Bobcats on their first down, they look to the air, pass, and it's completed.
Yeah, the Rector wide receiver there did a good job of avoiding contact there, sidestepping the defensive back and getting a few more extra yards. But I liked how the Corning Bobcats swarmed on him, didn't let him get too many yards after that catch.
Amen. That's a good point right there. Obviously, obviously Coach Hendricks, he wants to get his playmakers out in open field, let them kind of do the damage. But, you can't just assume that first guy's going to make that tackle. You got to keep coming, even if you're from the far side of the field. So 2nd down and 2 here for the Rector Cougars with 8:17 in the first quarter. And look at there. Great job by the defensive line and a linebacker. And I believe that was Dylan Richmond. My goodness. Was he in the huddle with them? I think he knew the play call.
There was 2 or 3 of them there in the backfield. They swarmed to the ball really well on that play.
My goodness. I mean, he couldn't have timed the cadence any better. We'll see if Coach Hendricks catches up on that, and maybe they change that cadence up if you're Rector there. Man, they pinned their ears back on that one, and they brought the kitchen sink, and it worked.
So who are some playmakers here on the Corning Bobcat defense, Andy?
Man, I tell you what, I'm looking at several of them right now, but one I like a lot is Clayton Crosby right here. I know he's a defensive back, but this kid can tackle in open field, and I know he's on our near side here. That's going to be huge in a game like this. Field position and big plays are going to be huge. You got to limit those big plays. These D-backs have got to make tackles in open field. Speaking of, here we go. They're going to test him right now. An out and up. Clayton Crosby's right there, and they're going to call him for pass interference.
Yeah, he was making a little bit of too much contact there. I think he had his hand on the shoulder pad of number 5. Number 5 for this Rector Cougar team, he's a big playmaker. He was making some pretty impressive catches there in the pregame, and it looks like they're going to be looking to him a lot.
Yeah, that's Jacob Carter there. He's a senior there for the Rector Cougars. We apologize. We just now got a roster for them. Apologize to the Rector faithful there, but great job there. Number 1, as a defensive back, you're taught to turn and look for the ball. Yeah. Clayton did that. He did a great job of that. But he kind of went into basketball mode there, blocking out for a rebound almost, and the refs got him. And listen, it was the right call. It was a good call. It's tough when you've got a 3rd down, though, in medium there, and you give it up. But listen, good job sticking with him. That out and up, he didn't bite on it. And we'll see if they go to that again later on in the afternoon, or the night, I should say. Speaking of playmakers, the Rector side, obviously, the big names, the Max Ford, but there's a name I want to throw out there, guys. And that name is Shannon Patterson. He's kind of an unheralded star, in my opinion. Listen for that name now. He's a wide out for him and a defensive back. As Rector takes the handoff, a little jet sweep to the far side. He gets about a gain of 3, maybe 4 there, depending on what the side judge there is going to give him. And it's going to be second down and a long 6, possibly 7, with 7:04 to go here in the opening quarter. Your visiting Bobcats are up 8-0 against the Rector Cougars. And, of course, familiar face on that opposing sideline, Mr. Dave Hendricks. Fantastic coach. He was assisted over at Corning. And I assume anytime you play your old team, you kind of – there's a little bit extra in there, isn't there?
Oh, I'm sure that he had this circled on his calendar and his schedule.
I would think so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. He's done a great job here at Rector. He's really resurrected this program here. A little end around here with the wide out for Rector. It's going to gain him about 3 or 4 yards up the middle here. A little misdirection. They faked the jet sweep to number 12 there. They ran that just a second ago. That was Max Ford, and he's their stud tailback now. I want to say 1,700 yards last year for Rector, and I think he missed 2 games doing that.
Yeah, it looks like Richard Stokes lost his helmet on that play on the defensive line, so they're going to have the Cooper Hopkins in there for him. We'll see if that makes a difference on the defensive line.
Man, look at those defensive linemen for the Bobcats right there. My goodness, there's some big old boys up there now.
Oh, some big studs.
And I tell you what, they're not getting pushed around either. They're getting back here. They're making some leeway on there in the trenches. So you like to see that early on. Now listen, it's a hot, muggy night here in Rector. We'll see if that continues as the game goes on. It's going to be a 3rd down and 4 here for the Rector Cougars from from the Bobcats' 34-yard line. Shotgun formation again. Here comes the wideout. He's going to go up the block. Quarterback keeper up the middle. Does he have enough? I think he does.
Yeah.
First down for the Rector Cougars. Flying in on the tackle there, and I mean absolutely flying in there. Looked like Riley Grubb. Kamikaze style. You like that? But again, another first down. And, Jared, this right here is where you find out who you are. They're driving down little by little, nickel and diming you. Your backs are to the wall here. What are you made of? And it's tough right now. Again, it's hot. It's muggy. This is their first true game action. Obviously, they had a scrimmage game, but the first real game action here with the starters being in this long. See Parker Davis on the outside there, outside defensive back blitzes this time. Shotgun formation, there's a snap. He's looking to pass to the right side. He's got a man open on the fly route. He's going to throw it. He's going to overthrow him. My goodness, the kid was open. Number 24, that's the Shannon Patterson we talked about earlier. Listen, guys, he's a playmaker. He's a burner. He's got some speed. You got to look out for him. And right there, if that's a good pass, it's 6 points.
That would be 6 points. That's right.
Parker Busey, he's a senior quarterback. Now, listen, Busey's a good one. I'm telling you right now, we watched him last year. We seen him right here at this very, very location last year against us. Very, very good quarterback. You can't give him more opportunities. You give him new life and give him another open receiver, he's going to hit him.
Let's see if the Corning defense can pick up another stop right here to force a 3rd and long. Let's get them behind the sticks.
Absolutely. You catch a break there. You know, maybe things are on your side, you know. Good mojo here. Rector Cougars are coming back up. 2 wide out split to the far side. They got one over here kind of in a bunch formation, almost like he's a tailback. It's a weird formation here. Running back to his side, that'd be Max Ford. Receiver in motion. He lets him go by. There's a snap. He's looking for the option play with Max Ford. He's going to keep it. Keeps it up the middle. Finds a hole. Breaks the tackle. He is almost. Is that a first down, Jared? It's really hard to tell from here.
I don't think so. I think he's just a few yards short. They're going to spot it on the 20, maybe the 21-yard line.
Shoestring tackle there. Good job by Hunter Green getting back in there, too, on the secondary there. I tell you, that tackle right there saved the first down, and here comes a big 3rd down.
You know, you got to think Rector's in 4-down territory here if they don't have a trusty kicker.
I would have to agree 100%. Especially, you want to answer that drive right off the get-go. You really, really do. So you would think this is going to be 2-down territory for Rector. 3rd and short again. It's probably a 3rd and a long 2, maybe a 3. 4:15 here in the opening quarter. We are live here in Rector, Arkansas. Little Clay County clash here. It's our Corning Bobcats' first game of the season. Also the Rector Cougars' first game this season. Again, the same look, shotgun. Receiver comes in motion, takes a snap up the middle, and I think he's got enough, and he does. First down, Parker Busey and the Rector Cougars. They're continuing to drive down the field here in their first drive, just like the Corning Bobcats did. You know, me and you talked a little bit this week before this game started. Neither one of us really thought we were going to see a track meet. We thought it was going to be kind of a slugfest, 3 yards in a cloud of dust type of game, and I feel like that's about what we're seeing here with Rector's drive.
Yeah. Opening possessions, though, and Rector's knocking on the door.
Now, obviously, I don't know if we're going to have any rollouts and fly routes here or out and ups again, but we need to watch out for that later on because Shannon Patterson was wide open. I feel like they're going to go to that play again. Now, maybe not right here, and you're down here close to your red zone and everything, so. And, guys, we apologize. If we're live right now and it's not good, we apologize. We've had more hurdles than you can imagine here. So, 1st down and 10, looking to pass. He's got a man open out there, catches it. That's Max Ford, the running back, and he can make moves in the open field, and he does. He's gone for a touchdown. And the Rector Cougars answer on their first drive, and the Rector Faithful is up. You hear the cowbells. They're excited.
Well, it looks like he slipped through a couple Corning Bobcat defensive men, and nobody could bring him down.
We talked about that earlier. You get your playmakers in open field and let them go to work. Your quarterback loves that. We talk about passing yards a lot, but, it helps when you've got players like that can catch it and do something with it afterwards. So.
Absolutely. Someone like Max Ford, whenever he turns his shoulder pads north and south, you know that you got to get all on him to get him down.
Absolutely.
Arm tackles won't do it.
Yes, sir. You're absolutely right. Now, this will be really interesting here. Let's see if Coach Henderson will go for 2. I know last year we didn't see, or at least not when they played us, we didn't really see any extra points, and it looks like they're not. They're back in the old dead T formation with one receiver split out to the far side. Quarterback under center. He's going to fake the sweep. He's got a tight end wide open in the end zone for the 2-point conversion. It's good. That's Clayton Morgan, another senior. The senior-to-senior connection there. Boy, it's tough. They give you a different look like that. They fake the sweep, the old Corning dead T, and that tight end sneaks out there.
Yeah, they were probably playing the run game right there. And like you said, the tight end just snuck back into the end zone and easy throw and catch.
Yes, sir, it was. And this time he didn't overthrow it. He made sure. That's one of those solo cup throws where you want to get some air on it, but you don't want to throw it too far. And he made it there. Good job by Parker Busey. Kind of redeemed himself. The Rector Cougars went down, drove, answered, and we've got a tie ball game, folks. Buckle up. It's going to be a good one here in Clay County. Again, guys, we apologize. We are having any kind of hurdle you could think of. We've had it, I promise you, and it's definitely gone on. So we're going to get some stats to you here at the end of the first quarter. We got a statistician down here, Justin Jones. Got to my right here, my little sister Desi on the camera, Adam Valance on the camera, Colton Ladyman's our director, producer. J.R. Roark's down on the end zone cam. Gage Arnold's down on the field somewhere. He's just like a nomad, man. He's roaming around everywhere. Carson Bowser, he's going to be our sideline reporter tonight. We've got a couple of photographers. We're trying to do it right, guys, I promise, but we have had all kinds of hurdles tonight, and we do apologize. Thank you for tuning in with us. Sorry it was late. Again, 2:55 here. If you're just joining us in the opening quarter, it's 8-8. We've got a deadlock here in round 1 of the Clay County two-step is what we're going to call it.
Yeah.
Back-to-back weeks here. So Rector Cougars going to kick off. Really good kick this time on the ground, but it only takes one hop to Riley Grubb. Picks it up, and he's got somewhere to go, man. He's got some blockers. He's still going. He's still on his feet. Spin move. He's past midfield. Great field position for the Corning Bobcats. Good job by Riley Grubb being aggressive, not letting it bounce around to those guys behind him and going.
Absolutely. It looks like the kickoff team did a great job of blocking. I don't think anybody touched Riley until about midfield, and then they ended up bringing him down around the 45-yard line, so they gave him some room to run.
And that wasn't a designed, kick return because your up back end up getting the ball. They just they seen him grab it and they went, and that was a great job there. Great field position here for the Corning Bobcats.
Bo Young and Dylan Lane deep to receive the kick, and like you said, our midfield back ended up getting the ball.
Taking over the 46, Clay Smith on a keeper up the middle. Good blocking up there by the offensive line. Cooper Hawkins there. I seen him push a guy out, and there was another gentleman right there beside him. That looks like Dakota Wilkins. We're going to call those guys the Corning Crushers on that front line. They're so big. Great job paving the road there for Clay Smith. Again, we're at a different angle here. We're on the Rector side. We couldn't get in the press box, so we're kind of at a lower angle. It's really hard to see where the ball's placed for us as the announcers. I believe it's somewhere in that 43-yard line right now. Second and probably a long 5 for the Bobcats as rather shotgun formation. Clay Smith's looking to throw on a hook route. Hunter Green bobbles, and he almost brings it in. He just couldn't do it. He got a little excited. I think he turned his head just a little too soon. Good zip on the pass, and good route. Very good route there by Hunter Green. I mean, as soon as his defensive back turned his shoulders, he put the brakes on. I tell you what, I'd pick on that one again. I'd look for that again. I think he just got a little excited. Big-time third down, Jared. What are you looking for here? Do you think we go ahead and run it again? Is it 2-down territory? Jake Gutierrez up the middle. He's going to be brought down short of the first down marker, it looks like. A good gain, just a little short of the first down marker. Now Coach Treadway has a decision. Now, Coach Treadway's, he's no spring chicken, but he likes the analytics, and he's got a sheet over there that tells him every situation. We'll see what his sheet tells him right here. What do you think, Jared?
Well, you probably just got to ride the momentum of your last possession, put the ball in your running back's hands, and see if they can convert 3 yards here to get that first down.
I like it. You got Bo Young spread out to the far side. Hunter Green on this side. He's going to be joined right there by Mr. Dylan Lane. To his left side, Jake Gutierrez. Clay Smith's going to keep it. Second effort, he may have it. They had him stacked up, I think, right at the line, and the second effort by Clay Smith pushes it over for the first down right there. Write that play down. That could be huge.
That was a big play right there. I think the Cougar defender kind of rolled him over and helped him get that first down there.
It's so easy when you get contact instincts just to kind of stop. But Clay Smith chopped his feet. He stayed low, kept that shoulder pad level low, chopped his feet, and got that first down. That could be huge, folks. 4 wide, Gutierrez to Clay Smith's right side. They're going to try to draw him offside. Doesn't work. They look over. Where's Trevor Poe? Find him. He's going to give you your color combination here. Clay Smith looks, checks his receiver. First down and 10, 1:01 to go in the first quarter. Oh, that was a dangerous pass, and Clayton Crosby caught it. He's going. He's going to be pushed out. Is he out of bounds?
No, it looks like he might have stepped out. They're going to signal him out of bounds.
My goodness.
Boy, he had some space.
I tell you what, my dad always said if you're going to gamble, you better make it pay off. And Rector gambled there, and it just about did. Clayton Crosby ends up catching that ball, though. His defender's way upfield. Did a good job of catching it and getting north and south. And from our vantage point, it looked like he was gone. Yeah. Now, obviously, our cameras probably picked up something different. We're at a lower level here. But either way, it's a first down. We're creeping in here to that red zone. There's a snap, handoff to Jake Gutierrez. Makes one cut, another cut. He's going to bounce it outside. 6-7 yard gain there by Jake Gutierrez, and the Bobcats are still rolling methodically down the field here. And that could be this new 40-second play clock. That may be your last play of the first quarter. We'll talk about the 40-second play clock here in just a second, too. It'll depend on what the Bobcats want to do. They do go out of a no-huddle. The play clock just now started. I'm not sure what that was all about there. It probably should have started a little earlier, but that's fine. 8-8 game here as the first quarter's winding down. Second down, and we're going to call it 5 for the Bobcats. Riley Grubb on that far outside. Watch out for that kid right there. As Clay Smith's looking to pass. He's going deep for it. Back of the end zone. Clayton Crosby just a little bit past him. And I'm going to tell you what, Clay Smith took a hit in the backfield. Let's check on Clay Smith. If one of our cameras can get him, see if he's looking okay, see if he's doing okay. It's really hard from our angle here. We got a telephone pole of all things that's kind of in our way. It's a little odd. The light poles, I said telephone pole, it's actually a light pole. It's actually on the other side of the bleacher section here.
Yeah, it didn't look like the Rector Cougars really bid on that play, and there was a couple of them over there, so if he's going to throw it anywhere, he needs to throw it deep.
Another big third down play, handoff to Gutierrez, and there's Rector Cougars all back there. That one didn't work there, and I tell you what, let's give some love to the offensive lineman there. That was Dakota Wilkins. He was 4 or 5 yards down the field with his defender. I mean, just pushing him out of the way. Man, let's run to that side of the field.
Yeah.
Goodness. Folks, that's going to be the end of the first quarter here from Rector, Arkansas. Your beloved Corning Bobcats 8, your hometown Rector Cougars 8. Guys, we're in for a good one. Stay with us here, okay? And if you're here, we just want to mention a few things, guys. One of them is this. There's a place in Corning, Arkansas that would love the opportunity to serve you. That's White Barn Creations in Corning, Arkansas. Owner Christy D would love to have you drop by and check out their plethora of different items such as homemade bath bombs, candles, shampoo for dogs, laundry detergent, all-purpose cleaner, lingerie. What else do you want? Farmhouse decor, baby gifts, and beautiful custom paintings on canvas and wood, and much, much more. Listen to this. There's even a flea market on the other side of her building that Christy rents out, and you just never know what you're going to find in there in a flea market. So, yeah. I mean, you might even find a picture of me in there. If you do, I want to see it. 1203 West Main Street, Corning, Arkansas. Hey, check them out on Facebook. It's 2019, man. Even my dad's got Facebook, so check them out on Facebook. Also, we are Corning Sports Report, but that first word of that company name is very important to us, too. The city of Corning is extremely important to us. We want to talk about an event that's coming up here really, really soon. Ronnie Spence is putting on an event for the National Wrestling Federation. They're going to return to Corning, Arkansas Saturday, September 14th. Mark your calendar, Saturday, September 14th at the M.B. Ainley Jr. Community Center. That action, or that wrestling, starts at 7:30 p.m. This is also a fundraiser. That's even better, guys. It's a fundraiser benefiting the Corning Bobcat Band. Guys, they don't get a whole lot of fundraisers. That's very, very special to them, very, very important to them. There's some big names coming like always. And the last time they had a National Wrestling Federation there event, it was a packed house. Doors open at 6 o'clock. Adult tickets are $10. If your grade's K through 6th, those tickets are only $5. Jared's probably short enough to get those $5 tickets.
Yeah,
and ages 4 and under are going to get in for free. National Wrestling Federation, September 14th. Mark your calendars, folks, 7:30 p.m. And we're going to jump right back into the action here. And this is huge right here. This is a 4th down. And, Jared, I don't really know what you do. You got 4th and, 4 here?
Yeah, it's going to be 4th and 4, maybe 4.5 yards. Looks like the Rector defense has been stiffening up and not allowing big plays. Let's see what they have drawn up here.
They got one safety back. He's about on the 3 or 4 yard line. There's a snap, handoff to Riley Grubb, and they sniff it out. And he's going to be short. Give the Rector Cougars a stop, and a huge stop. Turnover on downs there. Corning Bobcats. Listen, that was a promising drive. And give Rector credit. They buckled up. I don't know what Coach Hendricks said there at the end of the first quarter, but whatever it was, they listened, and it worked. And they're going to take over, and I can't really tell. Again, we're so far down here on this sideline. I want to say they're going to take over right around they're about their own 14-yard line. So they got a long field to go. That's the good news.
Yep.
And, again, last time they were very, very methodical, though, in the way they went down the field. So, again, look out for Shane Patterson, Max Ford, the usual characters here. And let's watch for that out and up route again as Dave Hendricks makes the call.
Well, let's see if these Bobcats can swarm to the ball and stiffen up here on defense and them themselves turn over, have 3rd and out.
Absolutely. A 3 and out would be awesome. I tell you what, the crowd here tonight on both sides is absolutely electric. I mean, there are people up and down the – I don't know if you want to call it a fence, more of a bar, as Rector passes here to the outside. Quick route. It's going to be complete, and it's going to be complete for a 1st down, it looks like. That receiver was Max Ford, the guy that they pretty much do – it does everything for them. Receiver, running back, blocking, whatever you need, Max Ford's there.
Yep.
And, of course, Max Ford is a senior. Also, we want to give a shout-out to Glenn St. Automotive. I mean, they did everything they could to help us get this thing going tonight, and we just couldn't quite get it. We couldn't quite make it work, the distance and things. And we're going to have a timeout, looks like. The Corning Bobcats. Mr. Coach Larry Treadway is going to call that one. Speaking of, we got a new head coach this year.
Yep.
Larry Treadway. We plucked him from the other Bobcats, the Walnut Ridge Bobcats. This guy, I'm telling you what, he's been coaching. This is his 45th season.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's going to be anybody that can dig this program out of the kind of the depths that they've gotten into, I think it's going to be Larry. I think they got the right guy.
I said that when I went to meet him. I said, hey, there's one of 3 things going on here. Either he's a really good salesman, I'm really gullible, or he's the right man for the job. And the more I get around him, the more I hear from the kids, the parents, I think it's the latter. I think he's the right man for the job. Could have easily retired at his age, obviously. I mean, and then not only that, but he took on a challenge. It ain't like he went and cherry-picked jobs.
Yep.
Took on a big, big challenge. And man, that kind of guy like that, and just talking to him about the kids, you can feel like a passion, a fire, a spirit in him. And I love that. And if that ain't a guy you can play for, I don't know what to tell you.
Absolutely. I don't know about you, but if I'm going to have somebody coaching my kid, I want to have someone that I can trust, someone that actually kind of looks out for them and cares about their well-being and their development as a young man. So,
absolutely.
And he seems like he's that guy.
Could not agree more with you, Jared. We got 11:20 to go here in the second quarter. It's 8-8 right now. And again, we apologize. We've had all kinds of issues, and we will work them out. I promise. We will. I'm looking at Colton. He's giving me the okay. We are going to work them out. We will get around it. I promise you. We're determined. Hey. As the Rector Cougars, the home Rector Cougar here, have a 1st down and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Out of the shotgun again. That's Busey. He's looking to pass, and he's looking deep, and he's going to get sacked. Oh. Jake Gutierrez is the fumble. Did he get it? Did he land on it? That will be the question. Who's going to recover this? It's going to be the Corning Bobcats. Big-time play by number 2 in white, Jake Gutierrez from the outside. He didn't see him because he's a right-hand quarterback. Man, oh, man, that was huge.
That is the kind of plays that we need right there to give us the short field. Now we have to capitalize. We have to make sure that we execute on this offensive possession.
Absolutely, I agree. You got to make them pay. You got to make them pay when they do something like that. You just got a huge play, and I wonder if that was something they talked about, blitzing from the opposite side there in that timeout, because we haven't seen it from the opposite side. At least I haven't yet. Clay Smith in the shotgun. He's got 2 to his near side and 1 to his far side. He's going to be a keeper. Little quarterback read. Great job, second effort there by Clay Smith. He's going to gain about 3 on the play. It's going to bring up about a 2nd down and 7 with 10:53 to go here in the second quarter. And every time that play is whistled dead, the play clock operator is supposed to click it, even without a signal from the referee. He clicks it to 40 seconds. Now, last year we had a 25-second play clock. It went off a signal for the referee, spotted the ball. A little different this year. So we'll see how that affects things at the end of the half and at the end of the fourth quarter. Dylan Richmond's up back. There's a snap. There's going to be a penalty. It's going to be a false start on Corning. And, man, you can't do that. The miscues, the shooting yourself in the foot, can't have that. That's going to back them up 5 yards.
Yeah, that's a part of that execution right there. You know you have to capitalize whenever you're on the Cougars side of the field. So that's going to put us behind the sticks a little bit here.
Especially in the red zone. You got to find a way there. So that's our 3rd penalty already, and we're looking at it right about 25 yards worth of penalties there so far. So let's see what the Bobcats look to do here. Bo Young, Clayton Crosby on the near side here, and that's going to be Hunter Green and Dylan Lane on the far side. Clay Smith out of the shotgun behind that big Corning Crushers offensive line. Riley Grubb to his side. There's a snap. He's looking to pass. Looking for Clayton Crosby on a seam route. It's intercepted by number 24. That's the Shannon Patterson we talked about earlier. He's coming down the sideline. Clay Smith with possibly a touchdown saving tackle. But hold the phone. Hold the phone. We've got a flag back at the 5-yard line. This could be defensive pass interference. This will be an interesting call right here. Coach Hendricks is pleading his case. That can't be good for Rector. Now, I think they can call this holding or pass interference either way, and they may be calling it on the Bobcats. We really couldn't tell from our vantage point what was happening there. A lot of people were standing up, and I could see Crosby going down the seam there, and obviously seen Patterson come in for the interception.
Now, it looks like Clay Smith got just a little too much air underneath that one, and the defensive back made a play on the ball.
Holding on the defense there. This is huge for Corning, and that's going to back them up. My goodness, that was a huge turn of events right there. Had that went Rector's way, and it's actually going to be a huge turn of events for the Corning Bobcats now, because now what you're going to have is a new set of downs, and it looks like they're going to mark this ball somewhere around the 17-yard line for the Bobcats. That's actually where there we go. I was going to say that's actually where the hold was. Okay, so we're looking at the 14-yard line here, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you won't go 1st and 10 from there. If I'm not mistaken, you'll get the yardage on that penalty, so it'll be like a 1st and 7, 1st and 8, maybe a long 7 here for the Bobcats. Bo Young to our near side, 2 spread out to the wide side. Bad snap low. Clay Smith handles it. That's a botched play, and somehow he gained a yard or 2 out of that, and I have no idea.
Yeah, it was just that senior trying to, get his legs underneath him and push forward to make something out of nothing.
I tell you what. When you got a ball that's on the ground and you're right there, you panic, And a lot of times the coach just wants you to jump on it. But Clay Smith did a good job there. He corralled it, composed himself, looked forward, and got north and south as quick as he could. Actually got a few yards out of it. So now it's about a 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5. As Trevor Poe makes the call. Clay Smith is going to hand off up the middle. Jake Gutierrez, he's got a hole. He's still going on. He fumbles. He fumbled the ball down at about the 3-yard line, and Rector's saying they've got it. We'll see if the referee agrees. He's looking for another opinion. He's going to spot it as if the Corning Bobcats recovered.
Yep, I think they're signaling that he was down before he coughed the ball up. So
I tell you what.
A few calls are going our way now.
They are, and Coach Treadway is out there halfway. I think he's yelling at Gutierrez, get 2 hands on that football. Now there's a huddle. The referees are huddling up now. And this is very similar to something we've seen last year at the end of the game. We'll see which way it goes this time. And it looks like the Bobcats are going to catch a break here. And we'll see if Gutierrez is going to hold it with 2 hands from now on as well.
Yeah, it looks like the ball spotted on the 2-yard line here.
And, folks, it's going to be 1st and goal because that was a 1st down if he landed on it. Quarterback keeper up the right side. Clay Smith, is he in there? It's going to be close. 2nd, 3rd effort, touchdown, Bobcats. Put 6 on the board for the Bobcats of Corning, and the black and gold strike with 8:54 in the second quarter, 14-8 Corning. Man, when you got the Corning Crushers up there, I mean, it doesn't have to be pretty.
Oh, they're holding up real well. I mean, I like to see Clay Smith with that extra effort, man. He stayed up, he stayed vertical, and was driving his feet. That's what got 6 points for us.
We're going to have to keep up with the yards after contact stat this year because it's going to be mind-boggling for people with kids like Clay Smith, Jake Gutierrez, Riley Grubb, those guys. And we're going to go for two now. Treadway has been doing a lot of extra points in practices. They're going for two. Hand off to Jake again, right up the middle, and he's got it. He's in. Tack on two more for the Bobcats. It's 16-8 with 8:54 here in the second quarter. Jared, this is fun, man.
Absolutely.
Friday Night Lights in Clay County. This is a lot of fun now, I tell you what.
The Rice Bowl is not disappointing so far.
It's definitely a rivalry in Clay County. Not the Rice Bowl. Maybe we could call it the Corn Bowl or maybe the Bean Bowl. Maybe,
yeah, maybe the Bean Bowl.
There we go. Yeah, there's a field out here somewhere. We can call it something, I promise you.
Well, there's probably some combines out there cutting right now.
Actually, there probably is. We've seen some on the way over here. It's that time of year for sure. And normally this time of year, you have that cool autumn wind. That's not the case tonight, Jared.
Not tonight.
My goodness, we're all up here just sweating profusively, and which that's fine. Hey, listen, that's football, man. You know what I mean? It's football. You just got to deal with it. That sideline over there, the Bobcats, man, they're bumping. The crowd's into it. They're all standing up. You love to see this.
Absolutely.
You just got a feeling this game's going to go down to the wire. Doesn't it feel that way?
There's some electricity in the air right now, that's for sure.
Absolutely. I tell you what, I want to talk a little bit about Coach Hendricks right now. I'm going to tell you what he's done for this Rector Cougar program is just unbelievable. It wasn't just a few years ago, folks. This team didn't even have football for a few years. For them to go from that to where they're at right now, these guys went to the playoffs last year. They were in 2 or 3 games they lost at the very end as well. They could have easily been a 7-win team. And listen, this Rector team, a lot of people may not know this, it's one of the smallest enrollment schools in Arkansas for football, year in and year out. For him to do what he's done, he's got these kids believing again. Look at the fans. Look at this. This is unbelievable. These Rector Cougars came out in full support for their team tonight. He's got them believing again. He's got the excitement back in the air. And listen, 5-win team last year, playoff, first playoff since 2001. Hey, they're looking for more this year, and they got the playmakers to do it.
Yep. These boys look like they're hungry for it, too.
Rocky Flores with the kickoff. Squib kick up the middle. It's going to pass all the outbacks. That could be dangerous. He better get on it, and he does. Wow. Connor McCluskey, the sophomore, he's got to be nervous out there for Rector, but he just saved them there now. Good job getting on the ball there.
Corning needs to be careful with some of that late contact there. They don't want to be flagged. So we've already have 3 penalties now, and the penalty yards are adding up.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, you're absolutely right there. And I apologize, Ben Owens on the I guess the onside kick return, I guess you could call it in a sense. But good job either way, because man, you know that's not your job to get that ball usually, and I'm sure you don't really practice that kick return. Now you probably dream of it, but you definitely don't practice it. And good job there, good heads-up play there. Rector Cougars will take over from their own 27-yard line, 1st and 10, 8:51 to go here in the second quarter, 16-8 Bobcats. Again, kind of like Corny, spreading them out 2 and 3 wide in the shotgun formation with the running back beside him. Busey's looking to pass. He's got time. He airs it out deep. It's going to be intercepted by the Bobcats. That's Bryden Hewitt. He did it at Salem. He's done it again. The ball-hawking safety for the Bobcats. Big-time play there for Corning. That's a second turnover for Rector. And you know Coach Hendricks is hot right now.
Well, this is going to give Corning another opportunity. Hopefully the offense can march all the way down the field. They got a little bit of a long field here, so let's put the ball in the running back's hands and let's make some plays in open field.
Absolutely. And I tell you right there, I don't know if that's all Parker's fault, Busey's fault there. The receiver got jammed up a little bit at the line of scrimmage, and that kind of threw off the timing. He did have time to throw that, but he aired it out, and the receiver just couldn't quite get there. Great job by Bryden Hewitt, though. It's one thing to be there. It's another thing to catch it when you got someone running right at you, too, 100 mile an hour. So the Bobcats take over 1st down and 10 here from their own, looks like the 38-39. Crosby in motion. It's going to be a jet sweep to the far side. He's going to get upended there. Big-time tackle there by the Rector Cougars, number 12, and that's your man again. Look, Maul, there goes that man again, Max Ford.
Max Ford. We've been saying his name all night.
Is there anything he can't do? Man, oh, man, oh, man. That's a heck of a playmaker right there. Now, listen, I don't know the story. I don't know if there's any offers or not, but if you're a Division II, Division III, that kid's going to play somewhere. He can play somewhere, I promise you. There's got to be somebody out there that can get these film out there. That kid's got to be playing somewhere next year. Here we go again, guys. We've got 3 wide and up back Dylan Richmond. They're going to hand off to Jake Gutierrez up the middle. Little read option, and it's effective for about 2.5, maybe 3 yards there. The problem is that that first play you lost yardage, so that's going to bring up a long 3rd and probably long 8-9 yards, I think, Jared.
Yeah, where do you think they're going to go here?
Man, I tell you what, I like getting the ball into Bo Young's hand in open field, whether it's a bubble screen, whether it's a hook route. maybe even a post. Listen, this offensive line is giving him time tonight, whether it's, on these quick draws or whatever it may be on the passes. I say get that ball in his hands in open field, let him do his thing. There's only one safety. He's in the middle of the field about 15 yards back. The snap's going over his head, and Clay Smith just jumps on the ball, drops on it. That's the right thing to do, and it's irrelevant now.
Yep.
That's tough. Listen, it's hot. It's sweaty. That ball is in and out of the grass. They're not out there wiping it off, I don't see either, especially on this hot, humid night. And you're in a shotgun, play in, play out. And I'm not making excuses by any means because, you still got to make that play. But
a little bit of a high snap there, but, he probably took his eyes off of the ball a little bit soon, trying to see if his wide receivers getting any separation.
Absolutely. So back to punt, I should say, for the Corning Bobcats. It looks like Gary Comstock there. You heard his name a lot last year. High arcing punt, end over end. It's going to take a good Corning bounce, and it's going to get all the way up close to the 33, 34-yard line on the other side. Good punt there by Gary Comstock. Great bounce and good coverage downfield there by the Corning Bobcats, especially Colin Wilson. I think he outran the ball.
Yeah.
And that's a big old boy, too, now. Colin Wilson. So, again, 6:33 to go here in the second quarter. The Bobcats are up 16-8. Rector Cougars are taking over here. Their last two possessions have ended uneventfully for them, turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
It's either feast or famine so far with the Rector Cougars. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout by the referees, and I think this might be a heat timeout. Coach Campbell was telling me about this the other day. Sometimes in these really hot games, the referees will actually call a timeout on themselves. And I think that's what just happened there, whether they think the kids need some water or whether it's them that needs water. And I thought that was just a myth. He was making that up and just telling me a story. I guess he wasn't because it just happened right there. So very, very interesting. While we've got a chance, though, guys, I want to talk a little bit about a gentleman out of New York City, New York. He sponsored our telecast from all the way up northeast. And I'm going to butcher his name, and he's going to call me later, and he's going to be mad. It's George Zayas. Is that right, Colton? You want to try it? You want to come on here and try his name? Okay, because he knows both of us. And I want to take the fall for this. So, anyways, he's got a live streaming company. It's called Pug Life Chronicles out of New York City. They live stream everything, guys. And I'm not just talking about New York City. They go out to California, to Toronto. You like boxing, you like baseball, you like football, you like anything, charity events, all kinds of other stuff. This guy has been so integral to us getting set up. He's helped us behind the scenes so much. He's out of New York City. We're just little old Corning, Arkansas. Huge help. We appreciate you. George or Jorge? He's gonna absolutely get me for that because he's listening too, I promise you. So we appreciate you, buddy. Sending our love here in Northeast Arkansas all the way out to New York City as the Rector Cougars are going to take over at their 33, 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Got Max Ford in motion. He's going to come up and block. Quarterback keeper, that's Busey. My goodness, he got to the second level in a hurry little sidestep, broke a tackle, and I think he's got a first down. Jared, we haven't seen that a whole lot. Busey's a tall kid, and listen, he's no lanky kid either. Now, he's got some build to him. I'm surprised they're not running him as a cowbell more often.
Absolutely. Those long legs, they make pretty long strides, too, so, they make some yards real quick.
Yeah, and he's real agile, too. Now, he was hopping around there quite a bit.
Looks like it's going to be 2nd and short.
And you're right. They placed it just a hair before the first down marker there. So, 2nd and short.
You kind of want them to get a first down there, so you know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying there, but you kind of see what you're made of here, too. You kind of take it personal a little bit. As Max Ford is going to look for an option here. He's going to pitch it out there to the outside to John Ford Hendricks. And if that name sounds familiar, good job of the Bobcat defense. Gary Comstock out there. That looks like also Dylan Lane out there. Well, several. You can almost name half the defense there. But that name, John Ford Hendricks, that kid was a ball player last year in junior high. That's a coach's son, and I promise I'd give him a shout-out. Good kid. He came up here on Labor Day and helped us out and set up and stuff. So did Coach Hendricks. Good kid. Proud to see him out there playing. There was a penalty on there as well on the Bobcats, and it looks like it's going to drop them back, and that's going to give the Rector Cougars a first down. It's going to be a personal foul of some sort there. It's going to be 15 yards. Maybe a late hit, maybe a face mask. We didn't catch it from over here. And we've lost a couple of cameras here. We apologize. We're trying to get them back. We're working hard on it. I apologize. So here comes the Rector Cougars again. 1st down and 10. Ball on the opponent's 44-yard line. Let's see what the Bobcats are made of here. Again, same formation. Shotgun look. Running back to his side. Running back's going to block time. He's got an out route. That's Max Ford again. He breaks one tackle. He breaks 2 tackles. He breaks 3. He's finally brought down finally brought down by Dylan Lane and Bryden Hewitt out here on the near side, but not before a 7-yard gain. We talked about getting the Corning players, their playmakers, in open field, and that's exactly what the Rector Cougars are trying to do with Max Ford. He's all over the place. Left, right. The kid, I don't know how much rushing and receiving all-purpose yards he has, but he's ran all over the place. I mean, forward, back, north, south, east, west.
He's getting a lot of touches, and it looks like he's kind of running out of gas. I apologize.
We're running out of gas, too, up here already.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
hot. We went through our Gatorades. I don't have any milk. I know it sounds weird drinking milk on a hot night, but I love it. Don't have any milk, so we're just in a tough spot here. And it looks like the play clock was down to 2 there. Coach Hendricks saw it, jumps out, yells for a timeout, and he's going to go have a word with the head official here. And I tell you what, you don't want Coach Hendricks yelling at you. That's an intimidating young man right there. That's why I said young man, too. Some big old calves. He's built like a linebacker now. As both teams huddle up there, listen, guys, obviously we're here for football. But to take a step back, you see the blue ribbons. There's a young man out of McCrory, Arkansas, who's in Little Rock, Arkansas right now, Tyler Blackman. I want everyone to keep this young man in your thoughts, in your prayers. We need to send all the good vibes we can from up here northeast down there, because that young man went through a lot here recently, and he's still going through a lot. He needs our prayer. First game for McCrory Jaguars, he went to Highland, and there was an incident, and, man, initial reports were not good. Not good at all. We got a phone call this morning, though, and everything is starting to slowly get back the way it needs to be. But, man, send him some good thoughts, some good vibes. Tyler Blackman out of McCrory, Arkansas, football player for the McCrory Jaguars. That whole family, that whole community is going to need it right now, guys. You know, we take this stuff like this for granted sometimes. This is a blessing, these Friday Night Lights, this football and stuff is. Sometimes we lose track of what's important and the little things, you know. So think about that young man tonight if you can for us. As we go back to action here, it's going to be a 2nd and short for the Rector Cougars. And, again, they've got Max Ford split out there. It doesn't matter if it's a running back, receiver. If you put him in motion, he can do a little bit of everything. 4:15 to go here in the second quarter. Man in motion, and Busey's going to keep it. Cuts back over his blocker there, and he's going to be brought down. That looks like several Bobcats there. Dakota Wilkins was in there, it looks like. Richard Stokes as well. Riley Grubbs on the end of that. Gary Comstock. Several Bobcats there to bring him down. And also Jared Seelig. And listen, that's a name we haven't called yet. That's a name we haven't called a whole lot yet. Jared Seelig, he's a stud on that defensive line now. Watch for that number 64 down here on the left end. Absolute stud for the Corning Bobcats. And they got a few of them, guys. This is a talented football team. Now, they got some talent now. And they've got new hope, new life, new coach. It's a new season. 3:50 to go here in the first quarter. Play clock's not an option here. It's only at 24 seconds. New set of downs for the Rector Cougars. He bobbles the snap. Busey does. The Bobcats are back, and there's Jared Seelig. We just talked about him right on cue. Comes in there. Also, they had, it looks like maybe Dylan Richmond as well. And I can't see who the other number is. Jake Gutierrez. Several of them back there. Man, it was like a feeding frenzy when they seen that ball hit the ground.
Absolutely. It looks like Jake Gutierrez kind of came up a little gimpy there on his left leg.
Yeah, let's keep an eye
on that last play there.
Absolutely. Let's keep an eye on number 2 in white there. He's a very important player on both sides. And if you notice, there's a few kids not playing both sides this year, and that's part of the plan. That's part of the plan. There's a method to the madness. You'll see a few of them, and a few of them won't. Here's a snap. Low snap. Busey somehow picks it up. He's being chased right there by Richard Stokes. Makes the pass. It's low. Incomplete. It was to Max Ford. A little behind him, a little bit low. Richard Stokes with the pressure there. Great job. Started with the bobble snap, and again, those defensive linemen and linebackers, when they see that ball on the ground, it is a feeding frenzy. It's go time then. There's a different gear that kicks in.
This is a big third down for this Corning Bobcat defense. They need to stay at home, watch out for these trick plays. Don't need big yardage here from the Rector Cougars.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. 3rd and 15. Obviously, you're on the Bobcat side of the field, but if you don't get a whole lot of yards here, it's almost time to punt, I would think.
Yep.
So we'll see what they decide to do here, obviously. Coach Hendricks sends a call in from the sideline. He's got, looks like one sheet there. I don't think he's got a whole lot of play calls there, but he's got a few.
Oh, and he's upset about something.
And there's a timeout by the Rector Cougars there. So I also want to thank Kirk Scobie at Shelter Insurance in Corning, Arkansas for sponsoring us tonight as well. Whether it's auto, home, or life, Kirk Scobie and the staff at Shelter Insurance can take care of your insurance needs. y'all get a hold of Kirk Scobie there at Shelter Insurance. Again, Kirk he has a vested interest in tonight. He actually graduated with Coach Hendricks on a really good Rector Cougar team, by the way, in 1987, I do believe. Not to give his age away, but in 1987. And, of course, he's got, he had a kid obviously played at Corning. He's in Corning now, has a company in Corning. So I guarantee you he's here somewhere around here. So, Kirk, thank you very much. We appreciate your sponsorship. As Jared said, there's a timeout there by the Rector Cougars. Coach Hendricks. It's going to be 3rd and long, and I mean long, 3rd and 15. Do you pin your ears back here if you're the Bobcats? Do you send everybody? You send a couple linebackers maybe? You let the defensive end just crash here? What do you do?
Well, like you said, you want to be stingy. You want to force them into a punting situation. But, again, you kind of, like I said, you want to stay at home. You don't want to give up a big play. So maybe you stunt one guy, but you don't send the house.
Gotcha. Momentum going into halftime is huge. So this is a critical play here with 2:54 to go before halftime. Man in motion for the Rector Cougars. That's going to be Jacob Carter, the senior. Busey rolls out to his right. He's got Max Ford. Did he get a foot in? Did he get a foot in? It looks like he did. They're going to give it to him for sure either way. Good catch. Good throw. And I believe it's going to be 4th and probably a long 5, maybe 6 yards with 2:49 to go here in the 4th quarter. Busey, that's the thing about Busey. He's mobile. And obviously, here's the thing. You're probably not going to send him out bootleg to the left. You don't want a right-handed quarterback in high school trying to throw across his body, obviously. So if you're the Bobcats, you almost know if he's going to bootleg, he's going to bootleg right.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he did there, especially when you got Max Ford on that side over there, as he does most of the night. And he does again here, Max Ford in the slot. And then Patterson on the far outside. And we've got another timeout. This one is again by Rector, and by my count, they don't have any left.
Yeah, players like Jared Seelig have been in the backfield a little bit, so it looks like they kind of moved the pocket out to his right. He rolled out there, made a good pass to Max Ford, and that got them to this situation where they're just about 6 yards away from the first down. Looks like they're going to go for it.
Yep. I tell you what, both of these teams are in tough conferences. Corning in the 3-3A, you've got 5, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams ranked in the top 20 of 3A. That's tough, man. There's not another conference in 3A that have that many ranked in the top 20. That's going to be tough sledding for the Bobcats in conference. Then you got the Rector Cougars. I'm going to tell you something. 3-2A, that's up in the air. I truly think there's 4 teams that could win that thing between Salem, McCrory, your Rector Cougars here. I mean, to me, EPC's got to be in there as well. I think that thing is up in the air. That might be the wildest conference in all of 2A, and all 4 of those teams could lay claim to that conference title. So, this is obviously a non-conference game, and we'll have another one next week. And then followed by EPC. We'll have 3 in a row with the 3-2A. But both these conferences will be very interesting, and both of them are pretty top-heavy and pretty tough.
Well, to make for an interesting season, that's for sure. We'll keep our eyes and our ears on how these teams are performing.
Yes, sir, absolutely we will. Here we go. We come back out of the timeout, 4th and 6. Shotgun formation for the Rector Cougars. Hendricks right to his right side. Goes the man in motion. Again, Busey rolling to his right. He's got a man open. Is he going to get there? It's Max Ford, and he just can't get him on a post route. He just threw a little bit more shallow. And, of course, Max Ford, it's tough. When you're running full speed there, it's tough to just cut on a dime and get that. Great job by the secondary there of the Bobcats, sticking with him. He didn't have maybe half a step there, and that's a quick kid to cover.
The defense bending but not breaking.
Plexiglass. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yep.
You got 2:41 here. Now, we did have a fly route on the first play of the game to Bo Young, and guess who's coming out here splitting out wide? You might see it here, maybe an out-and-up route. It's 16-8 here for the Corning Bobcats as they take over here in the second quarter. 2:37 remaining, and there goes the ticker there. Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure Rector is either out of timeouts or they only have 1 left. It feels like they've called about 3 or 4 of them. But now I know one was a referee timeout. Keep that in mind. One was a referee timeout, so keep that in mind. So 2:20 on the clock. We've got a 25-second now play clock as it's ticking down. And, of course, the Corning Bobcats look content to take this thing right into halftime with a lead at 16-8 on the road. And, I mean, you can't blame them. I'm the kind of guy, I kind of like to take a little chance or so. But, listen, you can't blame them. And, again, Coach has the analytical sheet over there. He knows what works and doesn't work. Little keeper there. Read option by Clay Smith. He's got room. He's at the second level. Plows over a Rector Cougar defender. And that's Busey. And it looks like he may have the first down. And we've got a Bobcat down over here on the near side. We've got a Bobcat down, lineman Dakota Wilkins. And they need to check on him because he looks like he's in some pain. I did not see what happened there. Jared, was you able to catch it? Anybody, cameraman, anybody see what happened there?
I didn't see anything, but it looked like he's grabbing his groin, so it's most likely muscular in nature. Let's hope that there's nothing seriously wrong, maybe just getting a cramp in this hot, humid northeast Arkansas air.
Absolutely. That's very possible. Obviously, hopefully Dakota Wilkins is okay there. You never want to see that. That's the thing. You want to pray for safety for everybody, both sides, the players, volunteers, refs, the fans getting here, getting home. And it's hot tonight. Listen, guys, you got to stay hydrated if you're a fan, if you're out there, no matter who you are. And I can't see. We've got a massive light pole right in our way. I just can't quite see what's going on here, what they're doing there with Corning Bobcat offensive lineman and defensive lineman Dakota Wilkins. And listen, if you lose a guy like that, that's a big blow. You've got Coach Treadway out there. You've got all the coaches out there, actually, and even Coach Hendricks. You'd love to see that. It's great sportsmanship right there by the visiting coach for the Rector Cougars. That's the kind of man he is. I'll tell you what, you couldn't ask for two better men on the sideline right now, head coaches, Larry Treadway and Dave Hendricks. And listen, they've had a little history. They know each other, too. They've had a little history. Walter Ridge just kind of bounced in and out of the 2A conference and with the Rector Cougars. And this isn't looking good, guys. They're bringing some linemen out here, some bigger boys maybe to help carry him off the field here. And, man, we're praying for Dakota Wilkins here that this isn't a major injury. There we go. Great job by the Rector crowd and Corning crowd. And he's hobbling off. We really don't know. We can't speculate. We probably shouldn't speculate, but that left leg is definitely up in the air a little bit more than the right one there. So, goodness, we hope we can and maybe Carson, maybe our sideline reporter can get us an update out there. Obviously, he's down there with the guys. Maybe we can get an update on Dakota. Dakota's a great player now. He really is, and he's a big old boy down there in the trenches, and you got to have that in these kind of games like this that you're grinding out. You're grinding and grinding and grinding, 2-3 yards and a cloud of dust, as we mentioned earlier. We talked earlier a little bit before we come on air about the keys of the game. We thought containing the run game. You can't let Max Ford go for 250, something like that, and expect to win this game. Limit the big plays. That was another one. And then special teams need to be special and take care of the ball. Some of these things we've done, some we haven't. But we do have a lead here with 1:40 to go, 16-8 here in the second quarter. Handoff. Jake Gutierrez, he came through there like a bullet. Gets the first down. That should stop the clock, and it does at 1:33. You'll get a 40-second play clock here, and it should start any second. We'll see what the Bobcats elect to do here. They still have 2 timeouts by our accounts.
One of the unspoken things about, high school football is just field position. You want Arkansas to have a short field a lot of the time, so that's another key component to Corning victory. If they can keep a short field and keep Rector having to make long possessions.
Absolutely. There's a pass that's completed to Bo Young. He actually fumbles the football. He was wrapped up there by Jacob Carter, the senior for Rector. Jacob Carter did a good job of jumping that route there. He knew exactly what was coming. And, hey, I like the play call. Try to get Bo Young in an open field there, but that just didn't work. They sniffed that one out. And maybe with just one deep safety, he's not very deep, maybe you fake that, a little out and up, stop and go route, and maybe that's where you get your meat there. So 52 seconds left in the second quarter. Corning 16-8. End around there to Jake Gutierrez, and he is, mauled down by the Rector Cougars defensive lineman Gage Parrish. That's a senior there.
It looks like he was calling for a face mask there as he got wrapped up. He was kind of looking at the referee like, he might have missed something there.
Come on, man. My head went one way. Yeah, exactly. So didn't get the call there, but here's the thing about this now with the play clock situation. They can run the clock out if Rector doesn't have a timeout, but they do have a timeout, and they're going to call it right here with a 3rd and 11, 23 seconds to go here in the second quarter. So we'll see what Rector decides to do here. Here's the thing is they cannot stop, obviously, the Bobcats here because you get a 4th down too. But maybe you hope you blitz everybody, maybe a turnover, maybe something like that. Anything can happen, obviously. So,
yeah, you got to think that Treadway is probably going to go conservative here, just hand the ball off to somebody, keep 2 hands on the ball, and, if you make a play, then you do. Great.
Hey, I absolutely could not agree more. Again, guys, we want to thank our sponsors tonight. Man, you guys are fantastic because here's the deal. You took a chance on us, and that's the truth. We didn't have our equipment yet. We had nothing to show you, nothing to prove to you. You literally took a chance on us tonight, and we could not be more pleased. That's fantastic. That blind faith, sometimes you got to have it, and that's what we had jumping into this. Sometimes, there's no saying he who is not courageous enough to take risk will accomplish nothing in life. So sometimes you got to go for it. That's what we've done. That's what the sponsors did, too, and we could not say thank you enough there. And maybe here at halftime we can get a sideline report from Carson Dowser and Dakota Wilkins. I can't see him over there on the sideline, so I don't know. There's so many big white bodies over there. It's tough to see. We'll see what the Bobcats elect to do here. Do you play into that timeout there, or do you just essentially take a knee? I mean, it's what you could do. Obviously, they're in a formation here, but let's see what they do. 4 wide. Here comes a man in motion there. That's Amaker. Amaker takes the handoff. He makes one guy miss. He's going to be brought down by Max Ford on the sideline. And, boy, if he breaks that tackle, who knows? He may still be going. And that should – well, we've got a stoppage of the clock, and I'm not even sure why. Is there another injury maybe? I have no idea why the clock would be stopped right now. We've got a penalty that we didn't see. And, Jared, and we apologize, folks, at home. We're so low over here on the bleachers, we really can't tell. It looked like – it almost looked like a pass interference.
Yeah, an offensive pass interference.
But I think it's a block in the back is what it was. But, again, it's hard for us to see here from this angle. But either way, block in the back, it's going to move them back 5 yards. You'll essentially replay the down. So it'll be third instead of, 15? It'll be 3rd and 20, I believe. You'll have 13 seconds left here. And maybe now you play it safe. Play clock's at 22 seconds. Again, Bobcats are up 16-8 here on the road. Fantastic crowd from both sides. Now the Corning Bobcats are going to take a timeout. Folks, we're just about as confused as you are here. Maybe you take one more shot at the end zone. Jared, what do you think?
Well, I mean, if the guys are going to play up and they don't have too many safeties deep, take a shot, throw one down the field.
Here's the good thing about third down is as long as you're not turning the ball over, getting sacked, bad snap, it really doesn't hurt anything if it's incomplete.
Yeah, Rector doesn't have any timeout, so I don't think there's anything they can do to control the clock to get another possession. So,
especially at 13 seconds left. I mean, if the play takes 5, 6, 7 seconds, you can punt it out of bounds and you're out of here. Or you can have the punter just run around for 4 or 5 seconds and you're out of here at halftime with a lead on the road. And I tell you what, I know there's been some mistakes. I get that. There's been some mistakes, and on both sides, obviously. But if you're Corning, with everything that's going on, you're coming in here against a really good Rector program, and here you are, you're up 16-8 going into the halftime. You've got to be happy with that.
Absolutely. I'm a little bit thrilled that, we have a touchdown lead here. We've been a little bit fortunate with the turnover situation. Rector hasn't necessarily protected the ball, and so it's we've played it advantageous on those opportunities.
I like the big words there from the Corning High graduate. Very nice. That's class of 06 right there at its finest.
I will give Miss Woolard all that credit.
She deserves every bit of it for putting up with us for as long as she did. I can guarantee you that. We've got a few stories. We won't say them on air, obviously, but yeah, she had a rough time with our class. So 8 seconds to go here before half. 3rd and 20. The Bobcats are backed up quite a ways back here. It looks like about the – gosh, it's so hard to see here. I apologize. The 30-yard line, 32-yard line, somewhere around there. We'll see if they take a shot deep here. They're going to actually add – we just added 5 seconds to the game clock. They're going to they're going to put it to 13, and we're going to start from there. Play clock's at 23. Shouldn't be a problem on this snap here. Let's see what the Bobcats decide to do. The snap goes to Clay Smith. He keeps it. He's going to keep it, and he's going to be wrapped up in the backfield. And that should bring the first half to a close. Your Corning Bobcats are leading the Rector Cougars 16-8 here in the first half. And I believe we're going to go and head over to our sponsors now. Harold's Barbecue out of Corning, Arkansas. Proud sponsors of the Corning Bobcats. The best barbecue in town by a stoplight. Stop by and say hi to the crazy pitmaster, Lyndon Massey. Carry out, dine in, catering. Come hungry, leave happy. Harold's Barbecue. A big thanks to Goodman Drug Company out of Corning, Arkansas. Kathy Goodman and staff would like to invite you to drop by for any of your pharmaceutical needs and or Razorback and Bobcat apparel. Drop by and see them Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, and Saturday, 9 to 1, or use the convenient drive-thru. Goodman Drug Company out of Corning, Arkansas. Red Taylor Ford, locally owned and operated by the Taylor family since 1977. Their company has been an integral part of the Corning community since their beginning, participating and or donating to basically every major community project to come before them. They have a top-notch service department with master certified technicians. Contact them for all of your automotive needs at 870-857-3516 or at www.redtaylorford.com.
This is Mike Vincent, Certified Public Accountant. I've been a Bobcat fan for as long as I can remember, having worn the black and gold as a student years ago. Join me in supporting our students as they proudly represent our school and community. And come see me on 2nd Street in downtown Corning for all your tax and accounting needs. Go Bobcats.
CSR would like to thank Parkview Restaurant of Corning, Arkansas for their sponsorship. Parkview offers breakfast, lunch, and supper, including daily plate lunches, and they have a deli with a variety of lunch meats and nightly specials. Amy and Danny and Jordan are big supporters of Corning Bobcat Athletics. Thank you to Parkview Restaurant. A special thanks to Richardson Family Dentistry out of Corning, Arkansas. Locally owned, locally operated, a fine dental office with a great staff that are all proud sponsors of the Corning Bobcat Athletics program. Richardson Family Dentistry. Your local Farm Bureau insurance company introducing Ag Promise, an exceptional policy that protects everything farmers rely on. Ag Promise is a competitively priced, easy to understand, and tailored to meet your specific needs. That's Farm Bureau's commitment to you, and they have a team of local agents and adjusters ready to back it up. Give them a call today to protect your agribusiness. It's not complicated, it's a promise. Ag Promise, 870-857-6788.
Hey all you Bobcats, this is Ty Price of Price Farms, and I want to challenge everyone to attend at least 5 football games this year. Let's show our boys that we believe in them. Remember, once a Bobcat, always a Bobcat.
A special thanks to Solace Grain Bins and S&L Irrigation on their sponsorship. Whether it's grain bins, wells, pumps, underground pipe, or any service of that nature, Solace Grain Bins and S&L Irrigation will take care of you. Rhonda and Jerry Solace would like to wish the Bobcats the best of luck on the upcoming season. First Choice Healthcare in Corning, Arkansas, proud sponsors of Corning Bobcat Athletics, celebrating 25 years of community health care. At First Choice Healthcare, we practice compassionate, affordable health care for everyone to help improve lives and build healthier communities. First Choice Healthcare, your community, your health. CSR would like to give a special thanks to B&B Well Drilling out of Peach Orchard, Arkansas, for their continued support of Corning Bobcat Athletics. Brian and Lisa Bass are proud graduates of Corning High School, and they invite you to call them for any of your well drilling needs. 870-215-3808, B&B Well Drilling. A big thanks to Clay County Electric Co-op out of Corning, Arkansas for their sponsorship. CCE is an electric utility company in Clay County with dedicated workers and a friendly staff, and have always been proud supporters of Corning Bobcat Athletics. Clay County Electric Co-op, 3111 US 67, Corning, Arkansas, 870-857-3521. A special thanks to Woolard Flying Service out of Corning, Arkansas for supporting Bobcat Athletics. Matt Wooler would like to wish the Corning Bobcats the best of luck this season and also remind them that the sky is the limit. Woolard Flying Service, 870-857-3839. A special thanks to Civil Engineering Associates for being proud sponsors of Corning Bobcat Athletics. 2 locations, one in Jonesboro, one in Poplar Bluff. Professional engineer John Seelig of CEA would like to wish the Corning Bobcats the best of luck on the upcoming season. Keith and Rhonda Turner of K-Ron Farms would like to encourage the community to support the students of the Corning School District. Whether it is a sporting event or an academic accomplishment, These students are representing our school. We need to let them know how proud we are of them. Let's show our Bobcat pride. It's great to be a Bobcat. K-Ron Farms. Looking for a good and reliable used car? Stop by and see the father-son combination of Mark and Kyle Williams at Mark's Car ER Auto Sales. Proud sponsors of the Corning Bobcats, locally owned and operated, 870-565-5046. Wiedemann Farms, 561 County Road 131 in Corning, Arkansas. Wiedemann Farms has been serving the Corning community since 1978. Larry and Mary Wiedemann are proud supporters of not only the city of Corning, but of Corning Bobcat Athletics. Wiedemann Farms, go Cats. The Corning Sports Report would like to give a special shout out to Boschlicker Brothers Farms for sponsoring our endeavor. The Boschlickers have always been avid Bobcats and avid supporter of all things Corning Athletics. Thank you again, Boschlicker Brothers Farms. First National Bank takes the banking experience and customizes it to fit you. Whether it's supporting your Corning Bobcats or saving you time by eliminating trips to the bank, First National Bank puts you first, always. Member FDIC and equal housing lender, First National Bank. Corning Sports Report wants to give a special shout out to Jeremy and Amanda Wiedemann out of Corning, Arkansas. Extremely kind-hearted people who not only support the community, but they also support the Corning Bobcat Athletics. Jeremy and Amanda Wiedemann. The Corning Sports Report would like to give a special shout out to State Representative Joe Jett for sponsoring our endeavor. Mr. Joe Jett has always been active in the community, whether it's supporting the town of Corning or it's supporting Bobcat Athletics. This is a political ad paid for by State Representative Mr. Joe Jett. Corning Sports Report would like to give a shout out to Watson Oil Company for their continued support of Corning Bobcat Athletics. Locally owned, locally operated. Kelly and Chad Watson would like to wish the Corning Bobcats the best of luck on the upcoming season. Watson Oil Company, 406 Southeast 1st Street, Corning, Arkansas, 870-857-0006. Premium Razorback tickets out of Fayetteville, Arkansas, owned and operated by Bellamy Golinek. Buying tickets? Call Bellamy. Selling tickets? Call Bellamy. He's got tickets for baseball, football, and basketball. Premium Razorback tickets out of Fayetteville, Arkansas. Go Hogs.
When you need to find a part at a price that's right, that red and blue sign is just within sight. Roll in to Conquest and roll on.
Midwest Auto Parts, longtime proud supporters of the Corning Bobcats. Locally owned by the George family and serving your community since 1946. Midwest Auto Parts.
Roll in to Conquest and roll on.
All right, folks, we're back live here in Rector, Arkansas. The artist formerly known as Clay County Central.
Yep.
The Cougars are in blue jerseys. Your Bobcats in the white with the gold numbers and the black numbers and the gold trim, gold lettering and trim as well. So the Bobcats, I tell you what, they I just don't see how you could be any more happier than where you're at right now. You've got command, you got a lead. Obviously, Rector had that first drive and kind of methodically just went down there. But, man, they keep coming up with big plays, the defense does, to kind of bail out the offense. And you love to see that, man. You love to see your defense coming up like that.
Absolutely. And, Andy, I want to point out these jerseys, man, these in the helmets. They're nice.
Yeah.
Nice and shiny.
A little nicer than we had, isn't it, Jared?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I like shiny things there. They're looking good out there.
You know, there's no
sure.
saying if you feel good, you're going to play good. You feel good, you feel like you look good, you're going to play good. So maybe there's some truth to that. I don't know. But
it might help with the swag factor.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, we talked a little bit about the keys to the game tonight. One of them was contain the run game of the Rector Cougars. For the most part, I feel like the Bobcats have done that, Jared.
Yeah, Max Ford's had a couple instances where he's gotten wild on that touchdown. It was a pretty lengthy run play, broke a few tackles. But like you said, I feel like for the most part we've contained Max Ford. And it looks like late in the second quarter they had Parker Busey on some quarterback keepers, and he was getting some good chunk yardage there. But like you said, no big plays, really.
Exactly. And that's the thing. I don't think you're going to stop a Max Ford or even a Parker Busey, but if you can contain them, if you can absolutely contain them, that's huge. Limit the big plays was another one of our keys to the game, and I feel like, aside from maybe a player or two, the Bobcats have done that as well.
Yep. They've had a few instances where they've had some penalties in some key moments. I think that we would have had them pinned down to a 3rd and long, but then we had a pass interference penalty there, which kind of bailed out that Cougar offense, but...
Yeah. Also, we talked about special teams need to be special. Obviously, whether it's your punt coverage, your kick coverage, your punter, your kicker, things like that. I don't feel like we've necessarily handed them great field position tonight because obviously in a game like this, field position battle is pretty key.
Yeah, absolutely. And the kick return games have been pretty good. There was one instance where
Riley Grubb, I believe.
Yes, Riley Grubb had some great blocking, some great holes to get past midfield on a short field offensive possession there.
Yeah, and obviously take care of the football. Now, let's be honest, neither team's done a very good job of it. Some of them we've got back and some we haven't. But here's the thing. Again, it's the first game of the year. We're not making excuses for these kids, but it's extremely hot out here. And if you've ever played football and you're holding that football and you've got sweat up and down you and it's this humid and hot, it's hard. It's really tough. Obviously, we'll see if both teams make the adjustments, if they're holding on the ball with two hands when they get contact. We'll see if we see a little bit more of that. You'd like to see more of it, especially in traffic, obviously.
Andy, is there anything that these guys can do to kind of counter that? Maybe carry a towel, making sure that they're kind of keeping the sweat off their forearm to hold on to that football any better? Is there anything from your experience that they can do to kind of counter some of that, especially whenever they're playing both ways? They're not getting too much rest.
Well, when I played, obviously, a little different time and era, obviously. It's a few years back.
Just a few.
The biggest thing for me was keeping the ball as close to my body as I could. And what I mean by that is when you're running, it's easy to run with two hands, all right? And you got both hands running. Well, that ball that's securing the football, number one, needs to be on the opposite side of the defense. So if you're running the right side, it better be on your right side. If you're coming to the left side, you better swap it over to your left side. That's number one, okay?
Yep.
Number two, keep that thing close to your body. Don't get your arms out there. You want to run like that, and maybe it's uncomfortable not to, but keep that thing tucked in close. And when you cut it up, when you see that hole, and that hole's there, whether you got to be patient for it or not, when you see that hole and you go, you better be holding on two hands. And that's where your thighs, your legs, that's where your off-season comes. I'm going to tell you, if you cheated in the dark of the morning in the off-season, it'll show. It'll come out into the bright lights here at night, I promise you. So,
absolutely. And
that's where it comes in handy, I promise. So we've got an exciting ball game. The atmosphere is unreal out here. I don't know if our microphones can catch that or not. We had a field mic, but it was so loud. The band's over here close to us. We actually cut it off. But, man, it's unbelievable. If you look, Jared, down here, look all the way down the Corning Bobcat side there. That is unbelievable to me to see that many people. First of all, the stands are full. The stands are absolutely full. And then you've got people on both sides of the bar, even on the back end zone here. It looks like an event.
Absolutely.
It looks like a huge event. Now, something else that we were just told by our sideline reporter, Carson Bowser, it sounds like Mr. Dakota Wilkins, the injury we had earlier, we were very, very worried about. It sounded like he rolled his ankle. He's going to be out the rest of the game from our preliminary reports. Obviously, we wish him a quick and speedy recovery. Man, that's a huge loss. And I don't mean figuratively. I mean literally and figuratively. I'm sorry. I mean literally. I mean figuratively too. That kid is an absolute stud down low as Rocky Flores kicks off another squibber up the middle. And it's hit by a Rector Cougar, but it's bouncing around, and they're going to jump on it. Good job by the Rector Cougars, Max Ford. We've said that name a few times tonight, and here we go again in the second half. If he doesn't jump on that football, my goodness, there's 4 or 5 Bobcats there. Parker Davis was one of them. I seen him up there, and I also seen Red Eddington. Couple of sophomores there. Hey, you put them out there, you give them a chance to play under these lights in a big game, and they're coming in. I love it. I absolutely love it.
You know, earlier you were mentioning how in the offseason this is how these guys improve. You know, football is definitely a team sport, but it is mano-a-mano whenever you're out there in the trenches. And so you're playing against a guy all night long, and so, you know, it's one-on-one a lot of the times.
I couldn't agree more. It's you versus your man. Football isn't that hard. You know, we make it hard, but it's not. It's really simple. It's been that way for 100 years. It'll be that way for a lot longer. And, oh, my goodness, in the backfield was Dylan Lane. Great job. He tripped up Parker Busey just enough to get him down. He came flying from the outside out of nowhere. And, listen, don't let his size fool you. That kid, I'm going to start calling him Scrappy Doo. I think that's his new nickname, Scrappy Doo. Don't let his size fool you there. As the Rector Cougars are going to have a 2nd down and 10 here from their own 32.5, 33-yard line. 11:27 here, 19-second play clock and ticking. Bobcats up 16-8 over the Rector Cougars. We got a little bit more of a bunch formation here with some wing backs. You got Max Ford in motion there. He goes right past the quarterback, Busey. Busey's looking to roll out to his right. He's looking to pass. He's got a man. It was deflected. Deflected by Riley Grubb. Great job getting a hand on it. Getting there is one thing, but then making a play, too. Fantastic. That was the play that the Rector Cougars ran right there before half on the sideline on the 3rd and long, and it worked. Grubb said, not this time.
Absolutely. He did a great job of reading the quarterback. He rolled out to his right, stayed there and kind of spying on him, and just deflected that pass down. That's making a big 3rd down coming up.
I love it. Here's where you need a senior leader. And I'm looking at this man here on the end, number 64, Jared Seelig. This is where these 3rd down and longs get you some momentum built here in the second half. This is the kind of time where you want a senior to step up and step up big. You need a playmaker here. Watch out for Patterson on the far side. Crosby gets that. He gets that man, and there's no safeties here, so he's one-on-one with him. Busey going to roll out to his left side. Almost sacked. He's going to be sacked by Jared Seelig in the backfield. Great job there by Richard Stokes. Moving him around, and Jared Seelig cleaned it up. What a stop by the Bobcats. The black and gold are back.
Absolutely. It looks like Richard Stokes, is a little bit shaken up. He's kind of limping around on that ankle, too. He did a great job, like you said, of moving the quarterback and making him feel uncomfortable, and Jared Seelig came and just cleaned it up.
I'm okay with Jared Stokes. It was a combination of Richard Stokes and Jared Seelig. We'll call him one name. Little combo sack there. We're going to have Bo Young back to receive the punt there for the Corning Bobcats. As the Rector Cougars are looking to punt, you wouldn't think there'd be a fake here. I wouldn't imagine by Coach Hendricks. As Clayton Morgan, the senior, gets it off. It's low. Bounces. Bo Young comes to pick it up. He makes a move. Good block by Clay Smith. Coming to the near side. He makes another move. Makes another guy miss. Hang on to that ball, son, and he does. There's a flag at the end. Is it going to be a face mask? Or is it going to be a block in the back? Because both of them are pretty close. We'll see what the official says. He's going to give the word here to the head official in the white cap. Face mask on the defense, and I tell you what, the Bobcats already had good field position. Now you're going to add some more. That's huge.
That is. Let's hope the offense can capitalize here. I think putting another touchdown on the board, give them a little bit of cushion so they can, play a little bit more free.
You know, we talked about Rector believing earlier, and Coach Hendricks, what he's done here, an amazing job, okay? Not taking anything away from him. But let's talk about Coach Larry Treadway, too, now for a second. I've always been a firm believer in doubt will kill more dreams than failure ever will. Doubt will kill more success than failure ever will. You got to believe, man. These kids have been through so much the last 4 years, that dark cloud hanging over them. It would be easy not to believe. But I'm telling you what, all week in practice, they truly believe they could come in here and play with these guys and win this game. Amaker in motion. There's a snap. He's going to hand it off to him on a jet sweep. Amaker's fast, the fastest Bobcat there is. He makes a move. He's going to be brought down. And, boy, Amaker ran about 25 or 30 yards to gain 1. And Amaker is also up, hopping around there. I hope he's okay. Maybe just getting a shoe on there.
They've ran that play several times. Not too much productivity on that play. But maybe we can get Amaker in some space and like I said, have some mano-a-mano against a Cougar defender and make a play on him.
I couldn't agree more. You know, I like to call Amaker Flash. He's the fastest Bobcat out there. If he ever gets an open field, you just never know. Here's a snap. Looks like it's going to be a handoff to Gutierrez. Gutierrez flying through the middle of the defensive line there. Great job by the O-line. He didn't get touched until about 5 yards up the field.
Absolutely. Yeah, they opened up a hole the size of China there.
That's going to bring up a third, and it looks like 6, maybe a long 5, with 8:17 here to go in the third quarter. It's 16-8 Bobcats. You've got 29, 28 seconds there on the play clock. Again, it's a 40-second play clock as soon as the play is over. Clay Smith in the shotgun, hands off again to Gutierrez. He's got a hole. My goodness, Jared Seelig is 10 yards down the field blocking his guy. First down, move the chains. Great run by Jake Gutierrez.
Ooh, he just ran over that Cougar safety there at the end of that play.
Boy, he's
going to feel that tomorrow.
Gutierrez is getting the crowd up over there. You don't see that too often from an away team, but you got to love it. He's pumped, man. 2 huge runs. Listen, if it ain't broke, maybe don't fix it. Let's do it again.
Feed the beast.
I like it.
Fuel the fire.
I love it. Here it is again. We called it. We asked for it. And I tell you what, the Rector Cougars give number 72 credit. Logan Emmerline, the sophomore. That's a good-looking kid there, too, now, by the way.
Just a sophomore.
Just a sophomore, exactly.
He might be playing on some Saturdays if he can do something in the offseason.
Absolutely. Good build for the defensive lineman there. And, boy, and you're right there beside him. I'm not sure who, maybe Ben Owens, I think that is, for the Rector Cougars. You look how small. That kid's got to be scrappy to be playing a defensive tackle at that size.
Absolutely.
You got to love that. And they look over to Trevor Poe. Trevor Poe is hollering here. Got the play in. Looks like they're going to their card here. A little confusing, though. Play clock is down to 10 seconds. They may have to call a timeout here. 8, 7, 6, and counting. They're just now getting to set 4, 3, 2. Coach is wanting a timeout. Is he going to get it? He does. First charge timeout to the Bobcats at the half. They'll have 2 remaining. 6:42 here in the third quarter. Your Corning Bobcats are up 16-8 over the Rector Cougars as we go through a timeout here. Again, we want to thank several of our sponsors. Mike Townsend is one of them as well. Mr. Mike Townsend is a huge supporter, not only the town of Corning, but the Corning Bobcat Athletics. Extremely kind man. Mike Townsend Farms, we appreciate your sponsorship. He's even helped out a lot with the Victory Lake Sports Complex, hauling in dirt, buying dirt for us. We really appreciate that. Thank you, Mike Townsend, for that as well. So we sure do appreciate it. Man, this is fun, Jared. I miss these. I don't know that I can fit back in my jersey back there, but if I can, I'd love to be out there. I don't know about you.
Well, I can pass as a 17-year-old, but I bet you if I got out there, they would probably, be putting my face in the dirt a whole lot. I don't think I could hang with these guys anymore.
I tell you what, it's just a different age. You see these big old boys, but they're so nimble.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about the Corning Crushers up front, but these guys, we just seen Jared Seelig on that last run before, not this last one, but the one before previous. He was 10 yards down the field and running right there with Jake Gutierrez. Jake Gutierrez is 4.7 40 speed. That's pretty impressive.
That really is.
For your senior offensive line. And, again, we talked about the offensive line. And, man, they're big up here. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Clayton Crosby in motion. Going to hand off. Double reverse. Double reverse to the Bobcats. Dylan Lane's going to take it. And I tell you what, give Rector credit. They sniffed that one out from the very beginning. Their end stayed there. They stayed home and kept the play inside. And I tell you what, Dylan Lane, he's absolutely limping. And, boy, we've had a lot of that. He's walking it off here. Is he going to stay in the game? We will see.
Yeah, it looks like he might have cut upfield just a little bit early. I don't know if he had if Rector had containment on the outside, he might could have bounced that out a little bit.
3rd and 12 right here, Jared. 3rd and 12. We've got 6:06 in the third quarter. Here comes a quick pass to Bo Young. It's a little bubble screen. Bo Young's got it. He's got some yards. I tell you what, I don't think he's going to have enough for the first down, but a very productive play, and that sets up a really interesting 4th down.
Yeah, I really like how he caught that ball, and he just sprinted up the sideline trying to get some positive yards on that play. This is probably a very manageable 4th down here.
I agree. And Clayton Crosby, give him some credit. That's a receiver block. And how many receivers do you see holding a block that long? Great job by Clayton Crosby as he comes off the field there. We've got Bo Young on this side. Amaker, 2 split out to the near side. 2 to the wide. That's Riley Grubb and Dylan Lane. To the right side of Clay Smith is Jake Gutierrez. Handoff to Amaker on a sweep. They may get a hold here. We'll see. Hendricks is wanting it. It doesn't matter. Rector's going to stop him on a 4th down. Big stop by the Rector Cougars defense there.
Well, this just gives the Corning Bobcat defense an opportunity to stiffen up here, maybe keep the short field if they can force them 3 and out.
I'm glad you mentioned the short field. We talked about that in a game like this. We felt like it was going to be another slugfest, and it has been so far. Field position is so key, that field position battle. Here's where you would love to see a 3 and out.
Absolutely.
Again,
Absolutely.
we appreciate all of our CSR staffers, Adam Valance, Justin Jones, Desi Earls, Jared Grady, Colton Ladyman, J.R. Roark. We've got Ricky Betts out there, Carson Bowser, Gage Arnold. We got several. We got a plethora of them, man.
Absolutely.
We've got
everybody's working real hard.
Baseball team just about.
Pretty much.
We may challenge another live streaming media in a softball game. We may have to do that. As the Rector Cougars take over first down and 10. Busey up the middle. He breaks one tackle. He breaks another one from Comstock. Actually, Comstock ended up bringing him down there. Good job by hanging on to the jersey. But I believe that's going to be a Rector first down. If not, it's going to be awful close. And, Jared, it seems like we've struggled stopping that quarterback keeper tonight up the middle.
Yeah, well, Max Ford's probably drawn a lot of attention from the linebackers and from our secondary. So, that probably opens up some holes for him to run through.
I could not agree more. You're right. You get a guy like that. And then not to forget Shannon Patterson. I think he's the X factor for this Rector Cougar team. He doesn't get talked as much about as Max Ford and Parker Busey, but I still think he's the X factor. When he goes, this team goes. No safety for Corning here, by the way. Handoff up the middle, and it's going to be sniffed out by 3 or 4 Bobcats. Ball comes out late, but I believe he was down there. Several of them, Comstock, Jared Seelig, Dylan Lane, even Richard Stokes. I'm sorry, Richard Stokes as well. Several Bobcats in there. And that's going to set up a 3rd and short. Great job by the defense there. And I tell you what, this is going to be a big play here because you're in the type of territory where if you're Coach Hendricks, I can't imagine going for it. Even if it's 4th and short from this part of the field, can you in a one-possession game?
Absolutely not. I mean, you're playing at home. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. There's still a lot of football to be played. So, yeah, let's hope that Corning can stop them here and force that decision.
Here's that dead T look again. The snap. It looked like they bobbled it, and I don't know what's going on here. It's a scrum. It's a rugby scrum, essentially, and I don't think they got it. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if it was a center exchange to the quarterback. They went under center, which they don't do a whole lot. They had the dead T. We've seen that formation earlier. This will be interesting to see where they – if you're a sideline judge, how do you – it's hard to see where to place that ball at.
Absolutely. The pile looked like it traveled horizontally, not vertically. So, I mean, I can't see them giving them much progress there, and it doesn't looks like the sideline judge. Oh, they're going to measure here.
Yes, they are. The head official, I've seen him calling for that, so obviously he gained something there. I can't imagine them wanting to measure on a yard and a half, 2 yard. He is short by probably a yard, honestly, looking at it there. Good job by Adam Valance getting that on camera for us. And look at Gary Comstock, Jake. Look at these guys. They're getting the crowd up over there. The crowd's standing up. You got to love it. Big play here. What does Coach Hendricks do?
2 consecutive plays that Rector couldn't get a short gain to convert the chains, and so
that's right.
Corning did a good job of holding up here.
Give their defense a lot of credit. Give this Bobcat defense a lot of credit, and they're going to have to do it again. I would say be careful. They may try to draw them off sides here. I don't know that you would take the penalty to punt, but you got a 40-second play clock, so this will be really interesting. Dead T formation under center. Here comes a sweep. And that's going to be for a first down. Good job by the linebackers corralling him. But, and I tell you what, a little extracurricular activity. Max Ford got the first down, and I tell you what, after the whistle blew, there was some extra pushing, shoving. And I believe the Bobcats are going to get flagged here for unsportsmanlike conduct or a late hit. So it looks like it there. So that's tough right there. You just, I know it's tough. It was a 4th and short. He got the first down, but you can't have that. They still got a long way to go as far as field position goes, and you're gifting them. You're gifting them that.
Yep. That's just adding to that last play, and that short field is going to kind of turn into just a long field now, if they can hold them.
I tell you, they have ran that dead T now 2 times, or at least got the playoff twice, and have been successful. We'll see if they start. Maybe Coach Hendricks is, maybe he changes it up a little bit. Maybe they start doing that a little more as well. So it'll be really interesting to see that too. So it's really interesting to see these guys go from, splitting the wideouts 2 and 3 at a time, sometimes 4 to doing this. So really interesting. They're going to go back to their formation with the 3 wideouts and they're running back to the side in the shotgun. There's a snap. He's looking to pass to the right side. He's almost sacked. And that ball is completed to Max Ford on a comeback route here on the near sideline. That's a long pass, a dangerous pass, but he made it. Good job by Comstock, Dylan Lane, Clay Smith, and Bo Young. There were 4 of them over there. And that's about a 4-yard gain there. 3:13 to go here in the third quarter. This Clay County clash. Bobcat 6, Rector 8. And it's going to be a 2nd and 6 for the Rector Cougars. From the Bobcats, it looks to me like the Bobcats 32. No, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I wasn't sure
we're not quite that far yet. That would be the 48. I was thinking 30-yard line there, 2 yards back, but that's a 50-yard line. Again, we're way on the far side over here, the bleachers, so that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Here's the snap, looking to pass again to the left side. Good pressure by Stokes. Is it completed? Did he hang on? If he hung on, that was unbelievable. What a catch there by Jacob Carter, the senior for the Cougars. Now, I tell you what, Busey threaded the needle there, and he had a guy in his face.
That's just a tough break for the Bobcat defense. I don't think they could have played that any better. You had a defensive linebacker who almost tipped the ball, and the wide receiver kept his composure and reeled that one in. That was pretty impressive.
I tell you what, that was a big play right there by Rector. It's got the crowd back into it. You know, that all started, though, with the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty by the Bobcats, and now you're giving a little bit of life. They look like they're going to blitz, the Bobcats are. Quarterback keeper up the middle, and I think they got him, maybe a gain of 2 there. He's wrapped up and corralled. Dylan Richmond, haven't called that name a whole lot tonight, but look forward to hearing that name the rest of the year. And I tell you what, Dylan Lane is having all kinds of trouble with his shoe out there. This is the 3rd time we've seen this. Well, no, this time, I think it's something else this time. I think we've got another injury here. Number 8, Dylan Lane for the Bobcats secondary. Man, we hope he's okay. He's not on the ground, obviously. He's still kind of limping around there as the officials obviously will give him a timeout there, and rightfully so, obviously. Man, again, the crowd of both teams, not just the Bobcats, but the Rector Cougars too. This is fantastic tonight. I mean, there's not a spot out here that's open all the way around the football field. This is fantastic. This is what it's supposed to be like, you know. A lot of fun as we're trying to get a few little things here figured out on our camera here with the charger pack here. So if you're hearing some noises, I do apologize. I'll take blame for that one. We got up here. My goodness, we ran into every hurdle you could think of. I mean, every hurdle you could think of. And it's bad enough you got a couple of not so good-looking commentators up here on camera, and then we had other issues, technical issues, and
not to mention not so experienced on my side.
Well, both of us. Hey, listen now. You know, this is something new for us, and we're doing the best we can, obviously. And listen, we like constructive criticism. I can handle it. We've got broad shoulders. We'll wear it. Y'all let us know. Well, listen, this is for the kids. We want this for the kids. You know, they go home at night, and then they watch this stuff, and they let us know about it. That's everything, man. That's everything to us. And so if there's anything that we're doing wrong that you'd like to see fixed, let us know. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. I see Dylan Lane over there. He's trying to walk it off, but, man, he's having a hard time over there on the sideline. Bless his heart. As the Rector Cougars have a 2nd and long with 2 minutes and the clock running, 19-second play clock, 16-8 Bobcats looking to pass. It's a bubble screen, wide receiver screen. The ball pops out. It's on the ground. Are they going to call it a catch and a fumble? If they do, the Bobcats have it. And they do. Another turnover from the Rector Cougars. I tell you what, you mentioned it earlier, the bend but don't break defense comes alive again. Wow.
Turnovers are key in football right now. You know, I don't want to speak about anything out loud, and I don't have any wood to knock on. But right now we're +3. Is that right?
Yeah. From my understanding, we're +3 right now. That's fantastic. Obviously, the defense they're making it happen. You know, that's a tough play right there. The timing's got to be right. Your defensive end, your tight end, your wide receiver got to come out. The pass has got to be good. You got to catch it running. So many things got to happen good there. Now, when it happens good and you get a guy like Patterson in open field, it could be dangerous. But when it doesn't, you got to catch that ball before you can run. Things like that happen. Here's a snap. Pulling guard. It looks like Gutierrez up the middle, and you can't even see him from where we're at. There's just a ton of big bodies down there. From the sideline, Judge, I'm going to say maybe a half a yard, if anything. It'll bring up a 2nd and probably 10. As Jake Gutierrez. And I tell you, the pile is just now, they just now got up. If that tells you anything, how many bodies and how big they were there. I want to say probably 17 or 18 of the 22 players were on that pile there.
The body blows are definitely building up on both sides of the ball. We've got several injuries, guys kind of looking like they're nursing some wounds. It's closing in on the 4th quarter here.
Absolutely. How bad do you want it? 1 minute to go. We're running the 3rd quarter. There's a snap. Quarterback Reedy keeps it up the middle. Good call. Good decision there by Clay Smith. Again, we spoke about that at Salem. Sometimes the coach will give the quarterback the option. You either hand it off or not. Read that defensive end. Sometimes it's the play is called as it comes in. You're either going to keep it or you're not. Give it the look either way. I don't know what Coach Treadway does there. That's something we need to find out. But if it was on the quarterback there, Clay Smith made a good decision. The senior did.
Absolutely.
That'll
got
bring
some
up
positive yards there.
Yes, sir. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 6. Not short, but definitely manageable. And they can actually, with the play clock being at 27 here with 23 left on the game clock, they can actually take this down to the fourth quarter. And having the lead in the ball, I'm not sure I would just go ahead and do that, honestly. But it looks like they're going to come up here for one play. Coach Poe, the rest of the coaches over there are talking, and they're going to come back, maybe try to draw them off sides. We're not sure what's going on here. 7 seconds left, 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, trying to draw them off sides. Rector doesn't bite. I tell you what, we've got a fourth quarter, man. This is all you can ask for, a one-score game here under the Friday night lights in Clay County. This is fantastic.
Man, I just hope that this Corning team can just hold on to this lead. Maybe whenever they come into this fourth quarter, hopefully Larry Treadway has something dialed up to convert this third down.
I was just going to say that before we ended that third quarter there, that if you let the play clock or the game clock go down, you essentially gain another timeout for this play. Get your guys corralled, give them a break. Let's get a game plan. Maybe you throw a different look at them this time. Maybe you roll Smith out, and open the field to the far side and let him find somebody or run. Give him the option. Give him the option of doing that. So. And I believe here in a minute we're going to go live to our sideline reporter, Carson Bowser. I think he's got some information for us down there. We'll be cutting live to that here in a second as they're working the cramps everywhere.
We are live here in Rector, Arkansas at the end of the start of the fourth quarter. Behind me, you see Corning Bobcats are winning 16-8. We entered the fourth quarter. It's been a tightly contested ball game here the whole game, and all we can say is go Bobcats.
All right, we're back here live as the Corning Bobcats had a 3rd and 6 there, and it looks like they're going to come up just a little bit short. Thanks, Carson Bowser there. We appreciate the sideline report. And it's going to be 4th, and it looks like, Jared, you think that's 3 yards? I'm getting old, man. I can't see across these fields anymore.
I'm going to go with your excuse that we've been faced with this challenging perspective all game long. It is hard to tell. It looks like the sticks. It's going to be about 4th and 3. The scoreboard is going to read 4th and 3.
Hey, we'll go off the scoreboard. If we're wrong, it's their fault. And I tell you what, I can't imagine Coach Treadway doing anything but punting here. As Gary Comstock did come in, it looks like that's the punter. You are close to midfield, though. Maybe you fake it here. This is a good opportunity with 11:15 to go here in the fourth quarter. But you get the lead 16-8, too. So I don't know. What do you think, Jared?
That's a tough question. I would probably just go ahead and send it, punt the ball away. Your defense has been playing pretty darn good, forcing turnovers, and like I said, bending, not breaking. So let's put our faith in our defense.
I like it. And I tell you what, be careful with that number 12 back there, punt returning Max Ford. If you can kick this to the coffin corner and the out of bounds, you definitely do it here. We'll see if they bring the house. They don't. They just bring 2 rushers on the outside. It's picked up. There's the punt end over end. It's going to drop about the 25. It's going to roll, and it's going to be kicked. And they're not going to get that yardage there, obviously, as it was kicked there by Colin Wilson. He was trying to help us out there, trying to get us a few more yards. So
little subtle foot action, just to let that ball keep traveling into.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't blame him for trying there.
He looked like a soccer player there with an open net.
Huh?
He was kicking it hard. His eyes got big, and he went at it. I tell you what, that was pretty cool. Well, listen, what are you made of? We said it before. How bad do you want it? Fourth quarter on your home field. You got some big-time senior playmakers on this Rector Cougar team. How bad do you want it? They've got to go the length of the field, obviously, here, but how bad do you want it? 10:35 to go. And I don't know why the game clock is actually running right now. I'm not even sure why that would be running on a change of possession. Obviously, it's going to work in our favor if we can keep the lead, but it is definitely running. Play clock's at 22. 1st and 10. Busey out of the shotgun. He's got a guy coming across. He fakes the snap. He's going to keep it, hit in the backfield. He sheds that tackler but doesn't shed the next one. And there's 2 guys in there, it looks like. That's going to be Hunter Green, and I cannot see the other one from here. It's going to bring up a 2nd and long.
Looks like that was Max Ford on the carry.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. You're right. Man.
You know, the Corning keys to victory, you got to think contain the big plays here. Just make Rector dink and dunk down the field. Hopefully stop them, but don't let up any big plays. Don't let the momentum shift to this home team and this home crowd.
Yeah, you know, the clock is kind of creeping now. It's down to under 9:40 here, remaining in the fourth quarter. This drive is pretty important. 2nd and 11 here. Busey out of the shotgun. He drops the snap. It's on the ground. He picks it back up. It looks like he corralled it, but it's going to be a loss of about, 2, maybe 3 yards there. Boy, we caught a break there, and good job by the Bobcat defenders. Again, once they sniff something, they go after it, man. It's all gas, no brakes. Big 3rd down here. And I tell you what, it looked like Patterson's coming back out. He was just getting the play call from Coach Hendricks. So I thought Patterson was coming off there, but he's a speedster too out there. You got to watch him here as well. Obviously, 3rd and long here. If they don't pick up good yardage, you're gonna think they're gonna punt here. So I'd almost have a 2 safety look here almost. I think you're okay if the quarterback keeps it. Obviously, you don't want Max Ford out in open field. And we're so low here, I can't even see if he's in the backfield or wide out. They're looking to pass on the near side. It's deflected. Is that going to be a fumble? I can't tell from here. We got the pole in our way again. It is. The Bobcats recover a big play on defense. That is huge where this play happened. A sack, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery by the Corning Bobcats. I wish I could figure out who got it. We got the pole in our way there. Big-time play by the Bobcats. Again, they do it again. The 4th turnover that they have forced tonight. This one's huge. It's late in the game. You got to lead, and you're down in the opponent's red zone.
Yeah, it looks like that Corning defense has kind of sucked the air and the life out of this Rector crowd over here. But, they've got a lot of seniors. They've got a lot of faithful out here. They're probably hoping that their defense can force a turnover here too. So you got to protect that ball if you're Corning.
And last year, this very same spot, we've seen both teams have huge defensive goal line stops down here. So don't think that this is a given here, I promise you. 8:47 to go, 16-8 Corning, 4th quarter, and they're driving. 1st down and goal. And we'll see who gets the ball here. It'll be really interesting. We go to Clay Smith, Jake Gutierrez. Clay gets it, but he drops it. He picks it back up. He has time. He makes a move. 2 moves, 3 moves. Did he get in? It's awful close. Man, I don't think so. I think he's about 3 or 4 yards out there, but good job. Damage control there by your senior leader, Clay Smith.
Credit the offensive line there, not letting any of those defensive linemen in the backfield, letting Clay Smith keep his composure, pick that ball back up, and make something out of nothing. He's got some magic tricks up his sleeve, doesn't he?
Houdini, let's call him Houdini. I tell you what, that's a good point. Didn't think about that, but the offensive line, they've got to hold their blocks long enough for that to even happen, to even be possible. Riley Grubb is the running back to the right of Clay Smith. Oh, they bump into each other. Smith hangs on to it. He makes one guy miss. Is he in?
Players are signaling touchdown. We don't see anything from the officials
it's so
yet.
Close, guys. Guys at home, it is so close. They're going to mark it down at the inch-yard line, inches maybe. Again, we're on the opposite side of the field here. It's really hard to see.
Let me tell you, Clay Smith doesn't have a very big hole to run through on that play, but, man, he makes some really good cuts, and he cuts between those offensive linemen, just sneaking through and making some big plays.
I tell you, when he gets north and south, when he plants that foot, he's ahead of steam now, I tell you. And listen, he even had a running back bump into him there, and it did not deter him. This is a senior Ladin quarterback. Big-time play. Listen, the fans getting to this. And 3rd and goal. Quarterback keeper Smith at the left side. Touchdown! CHS! Put 6 on the board for the Bobcats of Corning. The black and gold have struck with 7:16 in the 4th quarter. 22-8 Bobcats.
Andy, you can probably call the New York Stock Exchange because Corning stock just went up 6 more points with another Corning Bobcat touchdown.
Hey, it's cheesy, but I love it. Give me some now. That's Absolutely. What I'm talking about right there. 22-6. We'll see if we see an extra point here. We've seen a lot of that in the scrimmage. We've seen a lot of it in practice. However, they do have their offensive personnel back out there. 22-8 here. Obviously, this is still a big play. And there goes Riley Grubb up the right side. Did he get enough? And he did. Riley Grubb somehow got low enough, kept his pad level low, and gets in there. A grit and grind type of 2-point conversion, and we'll take it. 24-8 Bobcats, 7:16 in the 4th quarter. Listen to that away crowd.
Absolutely. You know what everybody's thinking? It is time.
It's time, baby. We got a sign out there somewhere in the 30-yard line. I don't know if we can zoom in on it or not, on the opposite side. That saying, it just caught on. Man, everyone's been saying it. I mean, everyone posts stuff. I mean, they'll post stuff about their grandma going and getting groceries, and it's time.
It's the buzz. The preseason buzz is it's time. Andy, I think you were pretty instrumental in that hype video that was going around on Facebook. If you watched it, you just can't help but to get your adrenaline going whenever you watch something like that. It just brings back home for me. You know, Corning is home for me.
Yes, sir.
And just small town, good times. What's important in a small town? Football.
Oh, my goodness.
High school football.
In Arkansas, it really, really is. I tell you what, and we're just blessed because I'm going to tell you something. Where else in the state of Arkansas, in a small town, can a team go through what this team has went through in 4 years straight and have this kind of crowd out there? Are you kidding me? That's unbelievable.
The Corning faithful are definitely out tonight. They're extremely excited about this team. I know I am.
I don't know if there's one of them sitting down over. Again, we're a little ways away. We have to start bringing binoculars to these games, Jared.
Absolutely. I'm having a hard time keeping my composure. I'm ready to jump up and celebrate with this. Well, I'm not going to be preemptive or anything.
Yeah,
They've got a 2-touchdown lead. They got to protect it. They got to play
hey.
some defense, and they have to dot their I's and cross their T's.
One thing me and Coach Treadway talked about, closing out games. We'll see if they can do it. Rector jumps on the ball there, squib kick. And I tell you, maybe this is a good idea about Coach Treadway squibbing it every time. When you've got a guy like Patterson back there and forward, don't even give him a chance to change the game with one play. I actually like that. And I'll tell you something else. That kick is not easy. And this cameraman beside me can tell you, Adam Valance, he kicked for us back when we played. That kick is not easy there by Rocky Flores. He does a really good job of that end over end. And you got to get enough on it, but you don't want to get too much on it.
Yeah, it's like any golfers out there. It's your short game, essentially. It's your pitching wedge. You got to just really place it really well.
I could not agree more. And I tell you what, that's the most frustrating sport I think I have ever played. And I think my golf days are over, and they're numbered, and I think I had about 3 days of golf. So,
but it's a good thing you have several decades of left.
Yeah, that's right.
To get into it.
There's a snap. Busey's going to try to take it outside, but oh my goodness, Richard Stokes says no. Man, he had his offensive lineman on one side of him with one hand holding him down, and he was grabbing the quarterback with the other. And Parker Busey's not small, folks.
You love to see those big defensive tackles or big defensive ends getting out there and making a play in open field.
Man, I love it. That was fantastic.
Showing some hustle.
Yes, sir. Chopping the feet. That's a big guy, chopping the feet. Now, you got to love it. Listen, these guys, they have confidence right now. You can see it. You can see it in their actions. You can see it in their demeanors. They're looking at each other. They're vocal. The sideline's vocal. The fans are vocal. They're wanting the final nail in the coffin right here with 6:33 to go in the fourth quarter. It's second down and long. Looks like about 14, actually. 13 or 14. Here's a snap looking to pass. Looking to his left side. That's a stop and go right, and he catches it. The Rector Cougars caught it. Jacob Carter, he's pushed out of bounds. What a catch. Are they going to say he was out of bounds?
Yeah, he's going to signal that it's not a catch, that he was out of bounds.
Wow. I'm going to tell you what. Give Clayton Crosby credit for being there, but Jacob Carter just went up and caught that ball at its highest point with his hands, didn't let it get to his body. Look out for that again. I tell you what, I'd almost leave the safety on that side just to be safe.
Absolutely. He plucked that one right out of air. That's exactly how you want to play the ball.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. That was textbook.
If you're a basketball player at home, maybe you don't play football, rebounding, you want to rebound that ball at the highest point, and he did there. My goodness, that was an athletic play. That's a kid's name, Jacob Carter, a senior. We haven't called much tonight. I'm going to tell you, this Rector Cougar team is talented now.
Absolutely.
Don't let the small numbers fool you. Third down and long, though, here. And listen, we may see it again. There is not a safety for the Bobcats. They may be bringing some pressure here, and it looks like they might be. They are. Parker Busey looking to pass. He's got him in. Nope, he's not open. Bo Young, great coverage. Looking for the fly route with Max Ford. I think Max Ford might have thought that was a different pattern. He slowed down a little bit there, or maybe didn't think the ball was coming to him. But I think Busey was going that way the whole time.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell if maybe he just got jammed up at the line of scrimmage or if there was just a miscommunication between him and the quarterback. But, yeah, he passed it to pretty much avoid space there.
Yeah, and I'm not saying this is a must time to go for on fourth down, but it's pretty darn close, isn't it? Being down 2 possessions with 6:13 left to go in the fourth quarter here.
Yeah, if you're a Rector fan, you don't know how many more possessions that they have in them. Possibly 3. It just kind of depends on how many first downs Corning can get whenever they're on the offensive side of things.
Remember this, too, the new rule this year, 40-second play clock. That's going to play into the hands of the Corning Bobcats.
Yep.
We'll see what happens here. It looks like they're definitely going to go for it, and I can't blame Coach Hendricks for that. They're going to the dead T. Very interesting call. They're going to draw him off sides. Nope, they're going to fake the sweep. Oh, my goodness, he's wide open. Rector Cougars have got a guy. That's Patterson. Does he overthrow him? He does! Oh, my goodness. Well, that was a godsend there for the Corning Bobcats. very, very lucky. A miscommunication on the outside. I don't know what happened there. Patterson was wide open, and Busey just out threw him, and that's hard to do. I tell you what, Busey's got a cannon on him. That ball went a long ways.
I think I saw how big Parker Busey's eyes were from here, man.
Oh.
He saw all that green, and his defender was wide open.
Man.
So he unleashed the cannon. And
He
just
did.
Unfortunately, overthrew him by several yards. I don't think that the receiver really had much of a chance.
Man,
on
that was a 40, I don't know, about a 50-yard pass, and he didn't really get a chance to step into it that well. Wow.
Tight spiral. That kid has an arm.
If he'd left a little bit more air under it, who knows? This is a totally different ball game now. And if you're Corning, that killer instinct has got to be kicking in right now.
Absolutely.
You want to take this ball down the field, milk that clock with that 40-second play clock, and end this game here and end something else that we all know what we're talking about there. 6:08 here in the fourth quarter. 24-8 Bobcats on the Rector Cougars home field. Here's a snap, handoff. Jake Gutierrez makes one guy miss in the backfield. Plows over another guy, chopping his feet. He's still going. Brought down finally after a good gain of 7, I'm going to say.
Yeah, it was some impressive running. You know, he was kind of dancing around on the outside, and as soon as he saw one of the defenders kind of collapse on him, he turned on the Jets and just kind of truck-sticked him, ran him over, and kept going.
Absolutely.
He said, "I'm strong as bulls."
Strong as you've been waiting all night to get that one in.
I have, absolutely.
I love it. We try to have fun up here if we can. Obviously, this is a fun game. Listen, it is, and man, oh man, if you're a player right now that might have thought about playing football or maybe not, maybe I'm on the fence, man, I'm telling you, it's well worth it. You can learn so much, not just about having fun, but about life out here on this gridiron. You definitely can. Clay Smith in a shotgun, second and short, about 4 yards. Gutierrez with a handoff. He's not going to get much. Good patience there trying to find the hole. Just wasn't one there to run into. So,
Andy, I like what you was talking about there, but also maybe if you're a young Bobcat or a Bob Kitten, this team is doing something special, and they're creating something special on this team. And if you're watching this broadcast, then be excited to be a Bobcat in the future.
Absolutely, man. Listen, there's an uprising in Corning right now, and I'm not just talking about this football team, the town as well. You know, I called them Rocky Balboa, the Italian stallion of the day. They've had some big companies leave, okay? Some of these kids have been burying their classmates. They've been going through all kinds of stuff, man. But the resiliency. Listen, they might have been knocked down, but they weren't knocked out. They're going to keep coming. There's an uprising right now in the city of Corning, and not just with this football team. There's a snap. The keeper, Clay Smith, can he get the first down and keep this game clock going? He does. I think he does anyways. And that's going to definitely milk some more time with a 40-second play clock. And you think Rector's got to start using their timeouts, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And listen to the Bobcat crowd again, man. They're so excited. Listen, this has been over 4+ years of torture and torment and tough times. And I'll tell you something. Down times will do one of two things. It'll defeat you and derail you, or it'll develop you.
Absolutely.
And I'm telling you what, it's developed these kids. There's going to come a time in life you're going to hit adversity, and these kids are well-equipped to handle it, I promise you.
Pressure makes diamonds, and
yes,
so
sir.
It only refines you.
Yes,
Same
sir.
thing for the Corning Sports Report. We've had some troubles tonight.
Our fair share of troubles tonight, unforeseen troubles tonight.
But if I were a betting man, we'll bounce back very strongly in week 2.
I think so. We'll come out swinging for sure. There's a snap. Gutierrez, does he get the outside? He's going to cut it back up. Now, I'm going to tell you something about Gutierrez. Now, last year, that kid doesn't do that. He keeps going to the outside, and that's not always the answer. I know you got a lot of speed, but it's not always the answer. Number one, you want to milk the clock. You don't want to get anywhere near out of bounds over there. That's the first thing, obviously. But, it's a lot better to go north and south than it is east and west.
Yep. What do they say? The straightest line to the end zone is north and south.
That's right. Sorry, I was looking at our director there. Our broadcast camera cut out there.
That's okay.
Again, some more issues that we're trying to hurdle. But I tell you what, there's nowhere else we'd rather be right now than right here in Rector, Arkansas, watching these kids play. This is awesome. Clay Smith, shotgun, handoff. Jake Gutierrez up the middle. I mean, bodies everywhere. Somehow he slithers through for a gain of 1, maybe 2. That'll bring up another third down. Interesting enough, Coach Hendricks has not used the timeout yet. I keep waiting for them to come, but they have not came. 24-8 Bobcats, 2:45 and counting here in the fourth quarter. 35 seconds now on the play clock. I tell you what, the Bobcat faithful.
Tick, tick, tick,
yes,
tick,
sir.
tick, tick,
yes,
tick.
sir. Look at them. They're all up on their feet right now.
Do you think that, if it comes out to be a Corning victory, you think they're going to storm the field?
Oh, they're not going to keep them off the field tonight. I can promise. They're not going to keep them off the field tonight. You don't have enough security here to keep them off the field tonight. I promise you that.
You might have a hard time keeping me from storming.
I'll have to hold you back because we got a post-game show to do. So, Bobcats here with 2:15 to go, and they are milking all that new 40-second play clock they can. 3rd down and 6. Misdirection. Clay Smith hangs on to it. He's still on his feet. Touchdown! C-H-S! That will be the dagger, the final nail in the coffin. 30-8 Bobcats, 2:04 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Man, oh man, Clay Smith, he is so hard to take down. You're not going to arm tackle that kid. You're just not. It's not going to happen.
You know that they put in some hard work in the offseason because this is where it pays off. 4th quarter.
Yes, sir, and that's a very good point. I'm glad you mentioned that. That's where you see the true testament of a team, the true character, if you will, of a team, is that 4th quarter as a ton of Rector fans are now leaving. I'm going to tell you what, they have nothing to keep their head down about. This Rector team is going to bounce back, I promise you. Smith looking to pass on the slant. Oh, it's deflected at the line of scrimmage. Good job by the Rector Cougars there because he had a guy there, looks like Bo Young, on a quick slant, and there was no safety there to help. It's still 30-8. You're Corning Bobcats, and look at that sideline. Oh, you got to love that. These kids, I'm going to tell you something, to see that joy, to see that smile and that happiness on their face after they've been through so much, that's worth every penny.
Absolutely, man. I'm just absolutely thrilled to be a part of something like this, to witness kind of the cloud, the sun shining through the cloud. You know what I mean?
And, guys, we apologize tonight for the sponsors. Normally pregame you would have some sponsor ads there, and I promise you I'll make up for that tenfold. I guarantee it. And I tell you what, normally we would go sponsor postgame. Not tonight. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. These kids deserve all the footage we can get of this because you're going to see a lot of emotion on this sideline tonight, and we want to bring it to you, I promise you. So if we don't get the sponsors in postgame, it's on me. You can call me. Whatever I got to do to make it up to you, I will do it. But it's about these kids tonight, and they deserve it. 2:04 in the 4th quarter. The Corning Bobcats. Jared's over here smiling. I love it. 30-8 over the Rector Cougars right now as Rocky Flores sets up to kick off.
Rocky was so excited he couldn't wait to give the football to the umpire there.
And another really good kick. Hey, did he hang on to it? That could be an onside kick recovery for the Bobcats. We'll see what the referees say here. The Bobcat coaches think they've got it. Rector players think they have it, though, so we should see.
They're signaling Bobcat football. No, Rector football.
Yeah, Rector jumped on. The Bobcats are signaling Bobcat football. In fact, I think the Bobcats came out of there with it, but obviously the referees is a lot closer to the action than we are. So good field position for the Rector Cougars on what's probably going to be their final drive of the night. They'll start at their own 45, 46-yard line, make it 1:59 to go here in the 4th quarter. Again, the Rector fans are filing out here, and the Corning Bobcat faithful are dancing. They're on their feet. They're clapping. This is awesome. What a great night to be a Bobcat. Here comes the old dead tee, the sweep. And that's going to be Jacob Carter. He's looking for any kind of room he can get, but there's a swarm of Bobcat defenders there. Good sportsmanship there by Gary Comstock picking him up.
Andy, I want to talk a little bit about your involvement with this football team. I know that we have a new football coach, and he's done a great job, and he's got these players excited to be a Bobcat. But I'd say that you have a little bit to do with some of the preseason excitement. I know you're a humble guy, but I just want to openly give you some credit here for getting all this Corning Sports Report on the, get it rolling.
Listen, I appreciate that, but hey, listen, I'm just an imperfect man trying to better myself every day. It's these people out there in the crowd that supported this whole ordeal. It's these sponsors. It's you guys that came on. This is a volunteer job at the moment until next year. This equipment's so expensive. But you guys are volunteering your time. Jared, you came from Jonesboro, Arkansas to be here tonight. There's another sweep there to the right side this time. Richard Stokes. Man, when he gets those big old palms on you, you're not going anywhere. And he had 2 of them on him there, so takes him down. A gain of about 3, though, or 4 there for the Rector Cougars, setting up a 3rd down with 50 seconds, and the countdown is on. 40-second play clock just started. They'll still have to play. They'll still have to snap it one more time. But, again, you guys have been awesome. I've got my kids over here that are coming in. This is just a wonderful night, and I'm so glad I'm so happy to spend it with y'all, man. You guys have been fantastic. I love all y'all. Love the Corning faithful. Love the team. Love the coaches. This is awesome. Hey, it's time, baby. It's time.
It's time, that's for sure.
And there's a penalty here. It's going to be a false start on the Rector Cougars. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. 21 seconds left to go. Corning 30, the Rector Cougars 8. I cannot believe it's a reality almost now, Jared. What do you think's going through these kids' mind?
Honestly, we probably don't really want to know, but there's going to be some celebrations tonight, that's for sure.
We're down to 15 seconds. This is going to be the final play of the game, folks. More than likely, this is it. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Dead T for Rector. They're going to try to draw them off sides. It's not going to work. Here's the final play of the game. Run up the middle. The Bobcats are going to stop it. And, folks, that's the ball game. Call them the Redeem Team in 2019. The black and gold are back. Bobcats win. Bobcats win. Bobcats win. They've slayed Goliath, that number 42, that dark cloud that's hung over for 4 years now. Then they're going to bury it deep, deep in the cold, cold ground, never to be heard of again, never to be seen again. Sayonara to the streak. Hello to the present and the future of Corning Bobcat football. What a night. How about them Bobcats?
I'm speechless, Andy.
I don't even know.
Nobody can say it better than that. That was impressive.
Oh, you got to love it, man. Look at the faces, man. Look at the crowd. This is unbelievable. Guys, we're going to shut up. We're going to let you enjoy these pictures, these views. This is fantastic. What a night to be a Bobcat. Look at these kids, man. That is awesome. I'm gonna take off here for just a second. Let's enjoy this, Bobcat Nation. Bobcats win.
She said, what? I've never heard. Watch out, Tom. Ty, you need a shot of
Yeah, sure. Hey, is it on? Ready?
I have to talk with them first. Is that all right? I don't know.
Well, the streak is over here. We're with quarterback. How are you feeling, bud?
I feel great. That's the best I've ever felt in my life.
And fourth quarter, Gage was telling me down there, y'all are.
What'd you say?
Was that the game plan, running down?
Oh yeah, we just gouged them. They couldn't. We just gouged it down their throat. They couldn't do nothing to stop us.
Oh, that's, y'all deserve.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Folks, that was Clay Smith, your senior quarterback, your leader, your vocal leader. What a night to be a Bobcat, Jared Grady.
Man, I'm speechless. I honestly don't know what to say.
I tell you this, these kids have absolutely earned every bit of this. And I'm going to tell you something, folks. It is not easy being a football player, and I'm going to tell you why. As a teenager, you're giving up your summers. You're getting out there and you're in these black pads, these black helmets, and you're out in that heat, and you've got those two-a-days and different things like that. You're giving up your Friday nights. As a teenager, that's not easy. That's a choice you got to make. That's not easy. And then you're telling me these guys have went through what they've went through, and they still came out to do that? They had 37, 38 players on this football team this year. That's unbelievable to me. That embodies a Bobcat.
I can't agree more. I mean, today felt like two-a-days weather.
Oh, my
Today
goodness.
felt like midsummer.
Hey, they weren't just battling the Rector Cougars tonight. They were battling Mother Nature. I'm going to tell you what, usually that cool autumn air is in the breeze during football season. It was not tonight. It was muggy. And what I love to see was Coach Hendricks down there giving those guys congratulations. That's a class act by a classy coach for the Rector Cougars. If you're a Rector fan, you got to be proud to have a guy like that at your helm. And I'm going to tell you what, that's a good